Yeah, unfortunately, Restream doesn't quite fix that. You have the ability to. If you wouldn't mind updating that for me, just set to Fighting Fantasy Classic.
Do I even need to do that? I don't know. I think I do. Here's the history. There we go. History info.
Yes, Happy New Year, Theo. Again, thanks for popping in. Also, I'm going to turn my AC off real quick. My mic's picking it up some fierce.
Was it Final Fantasy Classics?
Correct.
There we go.
Back, that should turn itself off shortly. And to be even entirely fair, aside from the fact that my room tends to get very hot and, Texas, so especially during the daytime, it can get rather hot. I also use AC interchangeably with heater because it is the air conditioning unit, and the air conditioning unit can both make things colder and make things hotter.
Fair. I am simply sitting in a cold room with a hoodie on, so.
Such a heckin' cute bun. But are you curled?
Of course I am.
Oh, stream elements does work. I don't know why the lurk command didn't work.
I also like to preserve my heat.
Well, it won't be long before you can also cuddle with a moo. Just needs to get back from work.
Yeah. Apparently I sound real quiet. I don't know if that's just because I am real quiet.
Well, I mean, right now you are. Wait, turn you back up to 200%. While fiddling with a headset, I had to turn you down to like 125.
Oh, okay.
Discord as a whole is also currently tuned down a little bit. I have to do some tweaking to adjust to the new headset.
Oh, I see.
Plus, you just woke up. Slightly froggy, slightly quiet. He's okay.
I'm likely to be like this the whole time because I'm so tired. I desire to eat.
Great, good luck with you being aliveness. Yeah. Great. Thea's wishing you luck with being aliveness.
I will require it. It is difficult.
In addition to just eating food and well, cooking and eating the food, because I had to heat up the fries. And making sure you're awake and giving Lily a bit more time to wake up. Another part of the reason why I delayed the stream slightly was because I'm also working on getting the Harry Potter games running.
Oh yeah. I did see that you had at least got one of them, right?
Quidditch World Cup went off basically without a hitch. Chamber of Secrets. I had to do a bit of fiddling with and ended up installing a sort of editor. Which allows for a number of things in addition to having it at a proper-ish resolution. I mainly installed it because it wouldn't let me alt-tab.
Oh. Yeah, it's not ideal.
And we're not talking like it crashes upon alt-tab. We're talking literally no way to quit the game.
Ah. Yeah, it's not great.
And thank you very much for the subscription, Theo.
What a guy.
Here's to a brand new year.
Yeah. It's still a year of fun for another month or so. Lunar New Year isn't until... I don't know.
Well, second button, Google it.
Lunar New Year. Always Lunar New Year. Oh, 10th of February.
Well, that's gonna take a bit.
At which point we will be into Year of the Dragon.
Now that'll stop the artists.
I mean, nothing will stop the artists.
Sorcerer's Stone, aka Philosopher's Stone, I also got working. But it has the same problem, and it doesn't have quite as well developed a editor, so that's gonna take a bit more fixing before I can stream that tomorrow. Prisoner of Azkaban, oh, I lucked out. It has a different type of security system and copyright protection than the other games. Yay. Fuck you, safe disk. Fortunately, there is a modding community on Discord, so I'm looking towards their help, and they have some resources that should work.
I admire your commitment, because I would have come up against these, I would have come up, oh my god, I can't talk. I would have come up against a hurdle like that and just been like, ah, fuck it.
I mean, given the first hurdle is burning the disk to an ISO file.
Yeah, I would have come up against that hurdle and been like, nah, you're good.
Not to mention how to avoid the errors that copyright protection throws at you, among other things, is a pain.
Yeah.
On the plus side of modding and editing, it looks like a few people have made... Like, I'm not going to go out my way to, like, install fucking custom levels or sheets or anything, but it does look like some people have made, like, better textures, which should be interesting.
Honestly, it surprises me that those games even have a modding community. It never occurred to me that one would mod Harry Potter games like that.
Well, I mean, the first three games in particular were basically the most popular in the series.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 had some problems and was especially weird on the GameCube. 5. I want to say that 5 actually primarily was. I want to say it was somewhat open world, even compared to the first 3 games, but it had some side quest troubles. I have no idea what the fuck 6 and 7, and probably 7 per 2 were like.
Not a goddamn clue.
And we'll find out once I get my hands on those.
Mm-hmm.
Think whether or not to give the Game Boy Color versions of the first 3 games a shot too, since those are confoundingly RPGs.
Huh. I have the vaguest memory of having, I think it was Chamber of Secrets on, like, GBA or something. I don't rightly recall how long fucking time ago.
It actually advertises the other games when you're installing each of the games.
Wow.
Just throws a box art and some other pictures.
So weird.
And then, like I tweeted, confoundingly, the menu music for Quidditch World Cup is let's see, how the hell is that pronounced? DSA?
DSEA. For some strange reason.
I mean, it's rather epic. I'll admit. It's just why for Harry Potter Quidditch World Cup?
A solid question. It does seem unnecessarily epic for a Quidditch game.
Like, imagine if you start watching a golfing event and all of a sudden he's a pirate star playing.
Yeah, that would certainly be, I mean, I feel like that would make it a lot more interesting. Just imagine the classic Jack Sparrow running that ridiculous way that he does down the course.
Something else that's kind of weird is that, unlike the rest of the games, Quidditch World Cup A uses the numpad and B defaults to the arrow keys.
Oh.
The others basically have movement tied to arrow keys or WASD. Not Quidditch World Cup.
So strange. Very peculiar.
It's like, sorry, am I meant to play this game one-handed entirely with my right hand?
I guess so.
What kind of cereal you eating?
I had some what was it? Some kind of like chocolate Weetabix thing. It's like good. Not as childish as most of the cereal that I eat.
It's okay to eat childish cereal, Gray.
I have the taste buds of a small child that just likes sweet things.
I mean, I got a box of Cocoa Puffs downstairs.
There's just something about a sugary cereal that makes the day seem less like hell on earth. It's like, yeah, the world sucks, but I got chocolate cereal and a big old full bowl of milk because all like I definitely remember the first time, even like as a kid, looking at like the what the fuck it is, like serving suggestion thing that's like, oh, 30 grams of cereal and 25 grams of or milliliters of milk, and it's like, that's fucking nothing. Who would eat such a small amount? That's so little milk. Like, I not to say I like stack the fucking bowl high with cereal, but like, I like to have enough milk in my cereal that I can actually like enjoy it. Like, it's not just there as like a fucking a little sprinkling, a little Salt Bae style sprinkling on top.
For the Americans among us, 35 milliliters is a little less than 2.5 tablespoons.
It's fucking nothing is what it is. Like, barely enough to even dampen the cereal. Why bother? Fuck that shit. I have like, I probably have like a full glass worth of milk in my cereal because milk's just great. Speaking of milk, where's Lily?
Either at or returning from work.
Couldn't miss the opportunity to just make that comment.
She is a very good move.
She's a great move. I don't have a tier list of moves, but if I did, she'd be at the top.
Well, we know of 3, which is not a whole lot. But yes, she would be at the top.
Do we even know that many?
There's the Minotaur boy, Levy. There's that one Scottish Highland cow VTuber. And then Lily.
I have no memory of the Highland cow. I have no memory of this person, but they are very cute. Very, very ginger.
Yeah, has to be expected.
Yeah. And they seem to have one of those little slime things as their little pin or tie or whatever, the Dragon Quest ones.
Yep. A series we may or may not get to in the future, but we got so many other RPGs to go through first. So many.
Yeah.
We've still got the Yakuza series finished, we've got Kingdom Hearts, we've got all of Final Fantasy.
Oh god, there's so many Final Fantasies. I can't fathom it. Also, for some reason, my Twitter seems to think that I'm like the biggest fan of the entire Yakuza series based on basically everything I fucking post. Everything I see posted right now, is a fucking Yakuza thing. It's like, oh, look at this meme about the Yakuza stuff, and here's someone talking about Yakuza. Here's rumors about the upcoming Yakuza. And it's like, I like Yakuza, but Jesus Christ, like,
I mean, fair, but
where
it
is
is also
anything
trending.
else? Is it trending as well?
Yeah, because of like a Dragon Gaiden, and then there's the Infinite Wealth game.
Yeah. For some reason, that just seems to be the only thing that Twitter is showing me right now. It's like, okay, like this makes a change from half-naked anime characters that it also throws at me constantly. It's like, okay, this is fine and all, but this isn't why I'm here. What's going on over there?
Yeah, the jump scare noises because Steam insists on playing sounds. Yeah, it looks like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is coming out on the 25th.
Oh.
So there's that, and then, like I said, like a Dragon Gaiden, which came out very recently.
Yeah.
Which is on my wish list, and I'm probably gonna get another Sega jump scare in a moment once this is loaded.
Oh no.
Surprisingly not, thank you.
Oh.
Which is on a very brief sale that ends in 2 days, which I think is less than the sale it was just on. But it came out in November.
Huh. Let's see. Yeah. Well, that's interesting. So I opened Twitter. The top thing I get coming up is something about Majima building the entirety of Kamurocho Hills. And then the next thing is some weird surrealist Metal Gear meme. So
seems about right. Also, it looks like I'll have to get the deluxe edition of this just because you can play as Majima in the Coliseum.
Huh. And someone else tweeting out appropriate things to text your autistic friends in reference to the fact that Tom Scott has finally decided to stop making videos after 10 years to the very minute.
Criminal. You will be missed.
I know. Did you watch his goodbye video?
I have not. I was unaware there was one.
Yes, he posted it, as he says in the video, 10 years to the very minute from his first post on that channel. That he has posted basically a video a week for the last 10 full years. What a guy.
Yep.
And obviously he said, like, you know, he's still going to be doing stuff. He's still going to be around somewhere doing things. He might even post videos from time to time, but, you know, his era of weekly YouTube content is you know, he has brought it to a close.
So it goes.
But I mean, Jesus Christ, he has cemented his place in the Internet Hall of Fame because he just everything. There's just so much like incredible stuff that he's done and he's educated people about, and I mean, he'll also live on as that weird meme where he vapes and then disappears from existence as he coughs. That does get me every time. But yes, I don't appreciate the the call out as the autistic thing for people, you know, this person suggesting, I'm so sorry, I can't imagine what this is like for you. I'm here for you, whatever you need. as appropriate things to text your autistic friend in reference to Tom Scott ceasing his videos, because I definitely saw that. I was like, no, like I understand, and God, like thank you for everything, Tom Scott, but oh, I'll miss your weekly content.
At least some people like Matt Pat are definitely going to keep going on, but with people like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, you kind of have to worry. Even if you don't watch them, you have to admit I wouldn't exactly call them the old guard at this point, but they're basically the new old guard.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say they kind of are. Like people like Mark and Jack have been going for fuck knows how long.
Yeah, Jack keeps kind of losing focus and burning out on things, and Mark, in addition to everything else, also is starting to aspire for actual movie creation.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is that like, and you know, even like your dream job, it's still a job. Like your two alternatives, as with literally everything in life, is do it forever or you know stop eventually. So there's only so long you can continue doing the same thing like forever and ever, especially for something like fucking playing video games. Like you know, if it, I guess it's probably one thing to be like, you know, I guess speaking on in the vein of someone who's streamed for less than a year, it's like, yeah, you know, it's fun. I'm playing video games and I'm dicking around, and even then, I still am like, oh man, I don't know if I can be bothered today. I can't imagine what it's like doing it after like, well, some of these guys have probably been going for like Tom Scott, they've probably been going for like 10 years. Um, to still give off the impression that you are having fun playing video games and it's not just the job you've been doing for half your life.
Well, I mean, you don't always have to act like you're having fun, and especially in the case of as a streamer, you can afford to be far less professional. You don't have to do a shit ton of editing.
Oh sure, but like yeah, I mean like for like the YouTube guys, like Mark and Jack and people like that. Um, I mean especially like as far as I know, Jacksepticeye has done is he has a lot lower energy than he used to be, or maybe it's just in the videos I've seen him in. I mean, God, I remember like seeing his old what was it, Happy Wheels? Those like
Oh,
videos
yes.
from way back, and he is like screaming at the start of every video, and he's like, "Whoa, why am I like just fucking going crazy?" And it's like, my God, this is why this appeals to like 10-year-old boys, like
Combination
just
of
noise.
maturation, burnout, and ADHD meds.
Yeah, like it's you know, it's it's different. I wish I could remember um who it was. I remember seeing this from was maybe it was Markiplier. I don't remember, where he talks about when people would say like, "Oh, you know, I miss your old content. Like uh, it's not like it used to be." Um, and he says like, "No, it's not the content you miss. It's the time of your life that you were enjoying it." You know, he's like 3 years ago or whatever. Like when you first found my videos and everything was great. It's like you were in college. You didn't have the same responsibilities. You didn't have a job. You didn't have like a you know, you didn't have bills to pay. You just had you had your college rent. You had your whatever. Like everything didn't seem so difficult. It's like, oh, that feels very real.
Yeah.
You know, like, like obviously, all content is going to change. Same with like bands. Like you listen to a new album from your favorite band, and you're like, oh, it's not as good as their old ones, because you know they don't want to make the same. They've already made that music. They want to make different music. Same with, you know, content creators. I would imagine it's like, well, you know, I already did that. I want to do something different now. That like obviously things are going to change in that regard anyway, but yeah, like, when I look back at, like, super old, like, Yogscast stuff from, like, 10 years ago, and it's like, oh man, that is, like, a tangible era in my life from, like, I vividly remember, in, like, 2011, 2012, sitting in my university dorm room, um, you know, coming home from lectures with a, you know, some shitty, like, microwave meal that I'd purchased in Tesco, um, and, you know, sitting in front of my laptop and putting on these, at the time, brand new Yogscast videos and being like, oh, wow, this is amazing, this is great. And, like, watch them. And I could get that nostalgia value. And I could watch a brand new Yogscast video and be like, this is just, like, stuff. Like, it would just be, I'm so far removed from that context of my life that it just doesn't have that feeling for me anymore. But I can imagine someone in that position where they're sitting in their college dorm room eating a microwave meal and whatever, they're fresh look on life, they're like 17 years old like I was, and being like, oh man, this is great, this is the time of my life. I don't know, it's weird. I don't know why I got kind of like unnecessarily deep right off the bat.
It's fine. It's good to have discussions.
But yeah, it's weird. It's like, you know, like I said, it was like a tangible era of my life that I can look back on and be like, oh man, this is when this stuff was at the forefront of my life, you know.
Granted, that's part of the reason why it's better to have streaming as more of a hobby, if not a job on the side. Even if you can, for example, afford to pay all of your bills just by streaming, and you're fortunate enough to be able to do that, it's just a bad idea, because then you'll be worried about always chasing the content, always trying to get the next set of viewers. You'll be chasing, if not infinite growth, you'll constantly be trying to keep the audience you got.
Yeah, that's one of the things that would worry me. Like, you see people change their content style because, I mean, as you say, they want to pay their bills. Like, this isn't a steady job, you know. Like, your money is on the backs of people that go, yeah, I like you, I'll give you money, as opposed to an employer which goes, yes, here is your wage for services rendered. So, yeah, for something like that, it would definitely, I would fear succumbing to the need to,
Welcome back.
you know,
And we're having a
hello.
discussion.
Yeah. I would fear succumbing to the need to change what I perceive I want so that I can continue to earn money, because we live in a capitalist hellscape.
I mean, it's not bad to try and improve things to get more viewers or to get more money or to get sponsorships now and again. It's just the moment you start chasing after that money and that growth, either out of desire or desperation, you will start losing interest in what you're doing.
Exactly.
Like, for example, say you work at a fast food restaurant, something I can relate to. You're making the same burgers day in, day out, suffering the same people day in, day out. With playing video games, you have so many fucking games. Even if you're bored of something, you can just bounce to the next thing. But if you're chasing that high and trying to get growth, you're going to need to play only the most popular things, only the most popular of time slots.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the things. It's like, I don't think I could have the energy to I mean, that's the thing. Anytime like a brand new, like big game releases and suddenly you see everyone's playing it, it's like literally everyone. Like when Cult of the Lamb came out, just as an example, just off the top of my head, fucking everyone was playing Cult of the Lamb, and it's like, man, I can't be bothered. Like, it's one of the things. It's like, and obviously, like for a lot of people, they're not playing it just because it's, you know, it's going to be popular because everyone's watching it. They're playing it's a new game and they want to play the new game. But like, it's I don't remember who it was I watched talking about it, but they're talking very candidly about streaming and other content creation. It's like, why should anyone watch you? Like, this was their sort of question as to, like, you know, as to like don't quit your day job kind of thing for chasing that high. It's like, out of the eternities of other people and such on the internet, why should anyone give a shit about what you're doing? So if you're one of the interminable, countless numbers of people playing the same fucking game, like, who fucking cares, man? Whereas if I'm sitting there playing fucking not playing fighting fantasy, accompanying you for fighting fantasy, like, we're having a good time. That's all that fucking matters.
Yep.
Like, you know, oh man, we're not playing. I don't know what's everyone's favorite viral game right now. Lethal Company, I guess.
Yeah.
That's the first one in mind. That's what everyone's playing right now. I don't give a shit. Like, if you wanted to watch someone play your current viral game, goddamn, spoiled for choice.
Yeah, mostly just shooter games. Fortnite, Counter-Strike, COD, Valorant,
those are
GTA,
shit like that's
Overwatch.
always going to be around, right?
Cyberpunk's having a bit of a comeback, understandably.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
MMOs and semi-MMOs like Genshin, Destiny. Wow.
Yeah.
Ugh, which needs to fade out.
Really? I was still kicking.
Unfortunately.
Wow, just die already.
I wanna, speaking of, since Siege is on this list, something I want to try and play at some point when I have some more money is Ready or Not.
What is that?
It's kind of like Siege, but you're playing a SWAT team. I say that assuming you know what a SWAT team is.
Yeah, I know what a SWAT team is. I mean, Siege is that's the Rainbow Six thing, right?
Correct.
What?
911.
But I can't envisage what the fuck that means then for it to be a SWAT team. Like, you're already playing as like a special forces thing.
I mean, I assume Siege is more military.
Is it? I wouldn't know.
Ubisoft, don't care soft. This page does
Ubisoft?
not help you.
Maybe soft?
Yeah, basically you're acting as counter-terror operatives in a Siege. So it's more on a global military scale as opposed to Ready or Not, which is in more of an urban scale as a SWAT police.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Yeah, looking at what Theo's saying about, obviously he enjoys making the avatars and things, but doing it as a job would kill a desire. It makes me think of the fact that I've never taken like actual music lessons, because suddenly, like, having to do something is it kind of takes away a lot of the fun. And you know, that's why I'll never be a professional musician. Like, you know, because I don't have the technical skills or whatever else that like I would gain from, you know, forcing myself to do it. But I have, and I don't want to imply that professional musicians don't enjoy playing music, because obviously they do. But like, for me, anytime I play music now, it's just for the fun of it. It's not because I have to do it. And you know, I imagine that professional musicians, much like content creators on YouTube and Twitch and whatever, they're having a great time. They're having fun doing the thing that they love. But yeah, also in a very real sense, it's their job. They have to do it. Like, you know, if you're like a touring musician, like,
Yeah.
you got to go out there on stage every night, playing the same goddamn songs in a different place. Like, there's going to be a certain aspect of that. Can I hear myself echoing?
I am not hearing any echo from you. Theo, are you hearing any echo from Gray?
Like,
Maybe
I
you
don't
don't
know
have the
where
thing
that's
muted.
coming through from, but I can hear the slightest echo, and it's not on stream because I have the tab muted. No idea. No, I don't know then. I don't have a mix active. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it's like, as much as you have to go out there and you probably love playing this music, there's going to be an aspect of it which is like, oh god, here we go again. Like, there are going to be days where it's not the thing you love doing, it's just your job. You got to go out there and get paid. But it's probably the same for anything where it's a passion job, where it's like, you know, you love doing it, but there's going to be days that you really can't be bothered. You really just don't have the energy, but you got to do it because it's your job. And I imagine that goes just the same for musicians as it does for whatever else content creation.
More reason why we're just here to have fun with friends and hopefully get some more viewers along the way.
Exactly.
And why you
Why
really
are
need to get
more
back to streaming.
friends? Huh?
And why you really need to get back to streaming.
I know, I will eventually. Back when you know, when I have a new monitor and I don't have to worry about fucking temporarily leaving my house for a while or whatever.
So sorry, Theo, what are you responding no to?
Hearing the echo, probably.
Oh, yeah, gotcha. But yeah, whereas Payday 2 kind of scratched my itch for a crime game after playing Saints Row, I feel like Ready or Not will scratch the squad tactic itch that I was left with after playing Payday 2 for a while. Because it does kind of have squad tactics in that there are things people need to do, especially in stealth, but there's just far, far too much RNG. And far, far too much, fuck you, this game is hard now.
I would not know that itch. I have never felt the need to play a squad tactics game.
Well, sometimes when you're playing some game, it gives you an itch for another type of game that may or may not be similar.
Yes. I've never in my life felt the need for a game like Payday or Siege or whatever.
Well, that's because you don't like FPSs or multiplayer games.
Exactly.
But I'm
That is
just...
precisely what I was meant to say.
That said, you still have felt the itch, just not those specific itches.
Oh, sure. That's what I was saying, just that itch. I don't necessarily... like, FPS isn't my favorite, but I'm not like, ugh, FPS games are all fucking garbage. Like, you know, I've played some FPS games before. I'm not against them on principle, but I just your typical FPS games, your COD, your Battlefield, your whatever, are just not particularly enthralling to me. I've played a single Call of Duty game, and that was plenty for me. Deep Rock, oh god.
I mean, they've been gradually making the quote-unquote story worse and worse, if not non-existent. Anything after the original Modern Warfare series, really. And most people either play it for the fucking zombies or are sweaty tryhards or kids who lean towards the multiplayer.
That's the thing. Like the majority of these games nowadays, it's about the multiplayer, and you know I get that things like CS:GO exist, but like I just don't care. Like you know how much I despise multiplayer. Like I remember, you know, when I was younger, I played a bunch of multiplayer. Oh god, I want to say it was like Modern Warfare 2, I think is the one that I played. And you know, I played it with friends, like couch co-op, well, not couch co-op, couch whatever you want to call it, PvP, split screen multiplayer is the word I'm looking for. You know, I played a bunch of that with, you know, friends from back in the day. But like, I think that's where I learned at the time, like, you know, because I guess I was probably back before I really played multiplayer stuff, because I was like, oh man, playing with my friends, that seems like a good idea. And then I did it, I was like, man, this sucks, I hate this.
In my place, I played Modern Warfare 3 a fair amount with my uncle in regards to that in particular, taking advantage of the fact that while we could do split screen, Modern Warfare 3 also had a feature where you could use an HDMI cable to hook up 2 Xboxes, and thus 2 TV screens.
Yeah, that definitely is better than the standard accusation of fuck you, I didn't look at your screen, I just turned the corner and you were there.
Also how I originally experienced Alan Wake. My uncle, for whatever reason, had it digitally on his Xbox, so I just played it whenever we were staying over there.
Oh. Fair enough.
Dark room, sound low, playing Midnight and Beyond.
Fair. Yeah, I can't say I can really think of a particular memory like that. The only game I can remember playing at like a relative's place would be oh god, Pandemonium and Pandemonium 2 on PlayStation 1 maybe? A long time ago. This is probably like late 90s. Man, that's going back a long way. I think it was Pandemonium.
Pandemonium was PS1, Sega Saturn, Windows, Engage Mobile, and iOS, question mark?
Yeah, that's the one, Pandemonium. 96, goddamn. Yeah.
Good old toys for Bob.
And, yeah, was it Pandemonium 2? Maybe it was Pandemonium 2 that I played.
It was also PlayStation and Windows.
Yeah. Maybe it was Pandemonium 2. These screenshots look familiar and also god-awful. Wow. There's a small part of me that wants to play it again and see how dreadful it was, and another part of me which desperately doesn't want to do that.
You totally should. Stream it, in fact.
Oh god. Well, first of all, I'd have to get a PS1 emulator. Because I sure as shit don't have any way of playing it right now.
And a disk drive.
And yeah. Yeah, nostalgia is a hell of a drug.
I swear there was a Pandemonium arcade game.
It's entirely possible.
Or maybe it just had a similar aesthetic. Who knows? Anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like if I did play through it again, especially on stream, the vast majority would be me being like, oh my god, I have the vaguest memory of this.
Perfect.
Because, you know, this would be going back like 20 years. 20 plus years, so.
I have a number of PS1 games that I need to play at some point. Like, obviously I don't need to worry about the Spyro Crash Bandicoot series anymore, but stuff like Silent Hill, because the PC port is shit. And, frankly, all the Silent Hill games released, because all of the re-releases have been terrible, and the new remake that's coming out of the... I want to say it's the second game, is not looking great. For various reasons I won't be going into. And some games like Sim Theme Park. What's that?
Oh, the one that was
One
Theme
by,
Park World in the UK.
Made by Bullfrog.
Oh, yes. Oh, Bullfrog. Oh. I remember we talked about this before because the sort of assistant narrator guy on the UK version was like, oh god, I have such fond memories of that. I have very distinct memories of the guy going, what was it? The line was something on the lines of, visitors find your park a bit, well, boring. It's like Norfolk with a gate.
Lewis McLeod.
Lewis McLeod, yeah. Oh, wonderful. Such memories.
I guess I've opened this article before. Who knows when?
God, I don't know when we talked about that. That was a
also
long time
Postman
ago.
Pat.
Oh yeah. Let's see.
Also the Donut Sheriff from The Amazing World of Gumball, among other things.
Huh. Fair enough. Let's see. Let's see here. Ah, hello.
Ah, there's my move. There's my good girl.
What have I missed?
Nothing. We've mostly just been discussing things.
Literally been talking about like content creation on nostalgia for the last hour.
Fair enough.
Let's see, the US version is Terry McGovern, who also voiced Launchpad McQuack.
Oh. Fair enough. Oh yeah, this guy.
We're at 15 months.
Good girl, that's my good girl. Thank you. Such a good move, such a pretty move. Isn't she such a heckin' good moo?
She is a cookie.
You're better, Biz.
Nah.
No. Oh god.
Of the
yeah.
three
Get
moves
used to
we
moves.
know, you're the top one.
Yeah. Number
Do we
one.
know 3 moves?
That was my question as well.
Well, there's Levy, the femboy minotaur druid VTuber. There's the one Scottish Highland cow VTuber whose name escapes me at the moment, and then there's you.
I mean, I don't really know either of them, but sure.
They're in the realm of understanding.
They are
Yeah.
within our ken.
Exactly. They are not eldritch gods to us.
The Eldritch Moo.
Clearly. Anywho, with the moo arrives,
Get up the
I'll
posh
get things started.
whispers.
Wigog, your ass.
With,
Specific reference.
It's a good reference.
Oh yeah, Final Fantasy. Not Final Fantasy, Fighting Fantasy rather. I forgot that's why we're here.
But not the final fighting fits.
Oh, far from it. Forest of Doom.
That sounds like somewhere you just shouldn't go, to be honest.
I
that's,
prefer the original name or the alliterative name.
Huh?
Oh.
Refer to the stream title.
Right. I mean, fair. The alliteration is good.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah, fighting fantasy, blah blah blah. No way are we going to do hardcore hero.
I mean, when was this from? Because these books came out in like
Very old.
Fighting
let's see,
Fantasy was
Forest
originally
of
published
Doom.
in 1983.
Yeah, Forest of Doom is
40
yeah, it's one of the
years old.
1983 ones. You know, this is the era of games where truly the titles were you could be pretty generic with your titles. Like
Oh,
back
yeah,
in the
that's
day when you
true.
had like I remember playing games on like the Sega Mega Drive, or not even the Mega Drive, sorry, the Master System. That were just called like Action Fighter, which truly is that's barely a title.
But hey, we
It's
get
only one of
icons
the
with potions
titles
this
of all
time.
time.
Yeah, or like Outrun. You know,
I think let's go with a potion of, I feel a potion of strength just to refill our stamina points.
sure.
Especially considering a dingo say rations last time.
Valid, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, we actually got rations.
Glorious.
We have a sword, leather armor, backpack containing provisions, food and drink for stamina, blah blah.
That's how I feel reading through these books. Blah blah blah, stamina, blah blah blah, armor, blah blah blah.
You are an adventurer, a sword for hire. No, that'd be mercenary. And I've been roaming the northern borderlands of your kingdom. Having always spurned the dullness of village life, you now wander the lands in search of wealth and danger. Despite the long walks and rough outdoor life, you are content with your unknown destiny. The world holds no fears for you, as you are a skillful warrior, well practiced in the art of slaying evil beasts and people with your trusty sword. Not once during the last 10 days since entering the northern borderlands have you set eyes upon another person. This does not worry you at all, as you are happy with your own company and enjoy the slow, sunny days hunting, eating, and sleeping. It is the evening, and having feasted on a dinner of rabbit, spit roasted on open fire, no comment, you settle down to sleep beneath your sheepskin blanket. There is a full moon, and the light sparkles on the blade of your broadsword, skewered into the ground by your side. You gaze at it, wondering when you'll next have to wipe the blood of some vile creature from its sharp edge. These are strange lands, inhabited by weird and loathsome beasts. Goblins, trolls, and even dragons. As the flame of your campfire gently dies, you begin to drift asleep, and images of screaming, green-faced trolls flicker through your mind. Suddenly, in the bushes to your left, you hear the loud crack of a twig breaking under a clumsy foot. You leap up and grab your sword from the ground. You stand motionless, but alert, ready to pounce on your unseen adversary. Then you hear a groan, followed by the dull thud of a body falling to the ground. Is it a trap? Slowly, you walk over to the bush where the noise is coming from and carefully pull back the branches. You look down and see a little old man with a great bushy beard, his face contorted with pain. You crouch down to remove the iron helmet covering his balding head and notice 2 crossbow bolts protruding from the stomach of his plump, chainmail-clad torso. Picking him up, you carry him over to the fire and stir the dying embers into life. After covering him with the sheepskin blanket, you manage to get the old man to drink a little water. He coughs and moans. He sits up rigid, eyes staring fixedly ahead, and starts to shout. I'll get him! I'll get him! Don't you fear, Gilbrand. Big Leg is come and get a hammer. Yes, indeed, yes. The dwarf, whose name you presume to be Big Leg, is obviously delirious from the poison-tipped bolts lodged in his stomach. You watch as he slumps down again to the ground, then whisper his name in his ear. His eyes stare unblinking at you, as he again starts to shout. Ambush! Look out, ambush! The hammer! Take the hammer to Gilbrand! Save the dwarfs! His eyes half close, and the pain seems to ease a little, and as the delirium subsides, he speaks to you again in a low whisper. Now, best friend, take the hammer to Gilbrand. Only the hammer will unite our people against the trolls. We were on our way to Darkwood in search of the hammer, ambushed by the little people. So says the dwarf. Others killed. The map in my pouch will take you to the home of Yostromo, the master mage of these parts. He has great magics for sale to protect you against the creatures of Darkwood. Take my gold. I beg you to find the hammer and take it to Gilbrand, my lord of Stonebridge. You'll be well rewarded. Big Leg opens his mouth to start another sentence, but nothing comes out except his last dying breath. You sit down and ponder Big Leg's words. Who is Gilbrand? Who is Yostromo? What's all this fuss about the dwarvish hammer? You reach over to the still body of Big Leg and remove the pouch from the leather belt around his waist. Inside you find 30 gold pieces and a map. For once, we're starting out with money.
That's a hell of a map.
It is an oval.
Definitely a map in the most technical sense.
Yeah. Here are trees.
There be hills.
Hey,
Go at 'em.
There is Stonebridge, which I assume is named for the bridge. Which brings the question what the name of the bridge is.
Stonebridge.
Jingling the coins in your hand, you think of the possible rewards which may await you for returning a hammer to the village of dwarves. You decide to try and find the hammer in the Darkwood forest. It's been a few weeks since your last good battle, and what is more, you're likely to be well paid for this one. With your mind made up, you settle down to sleep, having taken back the sheepskin blanket from poor Big Leg. In the morning, you bury the old dwarf and gather up your possessions. You examine the map, look up to the sun, and find your bearings. Whistling merrily, you head off south at a good pace, eager to meet this man Yostromo and see what he has to offer.
All right then.
No, give me that. Give me that. No, I wanna get rid of you. Okay, that's just there. Your walk to Yostromo takes a little over half a day, and you arrive at his stone tower, dirty and hungry. As the tower is set back on the edges of Darkwood, some 50 meters from the path you've been following, it's difficult to find. Finally, you walk up to the huge oak door, some are relieved to find that it does exist, and that Big Leg had not been speaking wildly in his delirium. A large brass bell and gong hang from the stone archway. As you ring the bell, a shiver runs down your spine, and you realize that a loud bong invades a deep silence, which you had not noticed before. There are no sounds of birds or animals to be heard. You wait anxiously at the door and hear slow footsteps descending the stairs from the tower above. A small wooden slot in the door slides open, and 2 eyes appear and examine you. "Well, who are you?" demands a grumpy voice through the hole. You answer that you're an adventurer in search of the Master Mage Nostromo, intending to purchase magical items from him to combat the creatures of Darkwood Forest. Well, in that case, if you're interested in buying some of my merchandise, you'd better come up. I am Nostromo. He then turns and slowly climbs the stone stairs. I feel like attacking the Master Mage would be a very poor choice.
Incredible that we even have that option.
Will you continue, or will you die?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he's a mage, so if you hit him from behind, he'll probably just explode.
Not quite how that works. You follow
Master Mage, 4 hit points.
You follow the huffing and puffing old man in his tattered robes up the spiral staircase to a large room at the top of the tower. Shelves, cupboards, and cabinets line the walls, all filled with models, jars, weapons, armor, and all manners of strange artifacts. Nostromo shuffles past the general clutter and slumps down in an old oak chair. He reaches into his top pocket and pulls out a fragile pair of gold-rimmed spectacles. Placing these on his nose, he picks up a piece of slate and chalk from a table next to his chair and begins to write frantically. He then hands you the slate. I feel you should have had this down somewhere else if you have to write this down every time someone comes in.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of things to just have the prices of off the top of your head.
That's a lot of stuff.
And this is basically just choose your spell scrolls, but in more detail.
Yeah.
Potion of healing, potion of plants. That's not normally how potions work. That should just be a scroll.
Yeah.
Potion of plant control, potion of stillness, potion of insect control, potion of anti-poison, holy water. So you mean anti-venom, anti-poison? Holy water, ring of light, boots of leaping, rope of climbing, net of entanglement, armband of strength, glove of missile dexterity, rod of water finding, garlic buds, headband of concentration, fire capsules, nose filters. He tells you that all the instructions for use are written clearly on the labels attached to the items, together with their suggested use. He sighs and tells you that unfortunately the magic of the items only works once, but they are the best you can buy for the money. I mean, 3 gold for a potion of healing is a fucking steal.
Yeah, I guess he doesn't get many customers out here.
Nostromo then asks you the reason for the purchase of the items, and you tell him the story and your decision to continue the quest of the luckless Big Leg. Yes, Nostromo says slowly, rubbing his chin. I heard that the good dwarves of Stonebridge had lost their fabled war hammer. Without it, their king is unable to arouse his people, despite the fact that hell trolls threaten his village. Rumor has it that envious king of another village of dwarves sent an eagle to Stonebridge to steal the hammer, which it managed to do. Look, if your claim to fame, if your powerful dwarven artifact is stolen by a fucking eagle, you deserve to lose it.
Yeah. I guess maybe how... I mean, a dwarvish warhammer. Maybe a large bird could carry that off.
Look, if a big bird with knives on its feet comes at you and it wants that hammer, what are you gonna do about it?
You fucking smack
You
it
know
in the
what?
face.
That's very fair.
That's easy to say.
I direct your
Warhammer.
attention to
You don't
Wind
have
Waker.
knife feet coming at.
I mean, what I would do is just also be carried away by the eagle, probably.
Well, I guess I'll have to rescue you from the Forsaken Fortress.
Stupid bud.
This dumbass rabbit that went with it. I
Try
mean,
to weigh now.
credit to him. He tried to keep the Warhammer safe, but it turns out he weighs just as much as the hammer does, and it just carried him too.
But as it flew over Darkwood, it was attacked by Deathhawks, and the hammer dropped into the forest and was lost. Apparently, 2 forest goblins found the hammer, but could not decide who was to keep it. This is a long and rather detailed rumor.
Yeah.
They wrestled for hours, but gave up. And discovered that a handle unscrewed from the head, and the argument was settled. One kept the head, the other kept the handle. Again, this is a long and very, very detailed rumor.
This sounds more like a thing that you saw yourself, Yastroma.
And
like, this is very detailed. Who told you this rumor?
It's very suspect. Then they parted, each happy with his new treasure. Who knows if they still have him? I would assume you do. So I'm afraid your troubles are doubled. I can tell you that head is made of bronze, and the handle is made of polished ebony. Both head and handle have the letter G inscribed on. Your task's not easy. Good luck. You thank Nostromo, and after buying our shit, leave the room by the spiral staircase.
Yeah. Wow.
So
You know what? I was not prepared. I was prepared for trouble, but I did not make it double.
Unfortunately, these goblins do not want to protect the world from devastation.
God damn. Do they want to extend their reach to the stars above?
No, and also you skipped a line. Granted, I don't remember the whole thing anyways.
I was going to say, I don't remember the whole fucking Team Rocket.
I think unite all peoples within our nation or some such.
Yes, I skipped 2 lines. God,
Right, in this case, you would be Meowth and you would say Pion, that's right.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
We're going to need to pull this, we're going to need to take notes and do this at some point during the eventual, what's the word? Nuzlocke.
Oh, God.
What, just the whole Team Rocket thing?
We're going to have to write up some variation of the Team Rocket thing to start each stream off with.
Can we just...
God.
No.
Can we just get an art piece commissioned where it's you two as Jesse and James and I'm Meowth? And
Well, you'll probably be a Loudpotty or something such, but...
Would be pretty
And I'll be
for
Team
one.
Magma, and Lily can be whatever she wants, but yes.
Okay.
I have my loyalty.
For one. Wow. I didn't realize you
do
gave
not
that
have
much of a
any
shit.
loyalty.
I got to the finals of a tournament as a Team Magma member.
Wow. I for one think Lily would look great in a Team Rocket uniform.
I mean, fair.
I want to go with Team Galactic just because they have cool music.
That's the highest I go.
think
Happy New
I
Year.
played whatever game they are from.
4th gen.
Is that Black and White? I don't remember.
No, Black and White is the. They're certainly
Plasma.
not Team Plasma. Team Galactic is 4th gen.
Maybe it's
They're in-
Plasma I'm thinking of.
You're a Galactic or a Diamond and Pearl?
Oh, okay.
I mean, Plasma has a cool theme.
Maybe it's Plasma I'm thinking of. The one that goes like... da 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 bum, da 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 da. Something like that. Also, Happy New Year's, I think. Okay.
We'll find out.
Happy New Year.
We'll discuss this later. Anywho, Potion of Plant Control surprisingly does just that. Potion of Insect Control. Small insects.
Small, not large insects. Only small ones.
Potion of Stillness calms the drink. Okay.
Okay.
Potion of Anti-Poison, again, does exactly what you think.
Yep.
Holy Water, useful against undead creatures, as to be expected. Ring of Light. Can see into the darkest depths. Why do we just have a lantern?
Or a torch.
Yeah, Boots of Leaping. Boots of Leaping. Rope of Climbing.
Yep.
Rope of Climbing. Net of Entanglement. It's a fucking net.
Yep. Net.
I'm sensing a pattern with these. Glove of Missile Dexterity helps the wearer throw
Purple
accurately.
silk.
I feel
Purple
there's
silk
got to
is
be
very
exactly
fashionable.
one situation this will come in handy.
Probably.
Pretty
Knowing
confident.
these.
Pretty confident the net is just a regular net. If they were like, yeah, it's totally enchanted.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's
it
a net
entangles
of
people. It is
entanglement.
I feel we
entirely
don't need a
unlike a
dowsing
regular
rod.
net.
Have you ever been entangled in these? It's it must be enchanted. It's
Great.
impossible to get
And
out.
so useful against vampires.
I think we should take the garlic just so we can make some delicious food.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
It enables the wearer to
Garlic
focus
bread for the
solely on a
road.
single object despite any distractions. Fire capsules.
Wow.
Fire!
Very specific.
Nose filters. You know, if you're a wuss.
Amazing.
It does just sound like nose plugs.
I mean, that's exactly what they are.
And we've got 30 gold.
My god. Well, I think it's probably prudent to have the glove, the garlic. I imagine the fire capsules are going to be handy. The boots of leaping are almost certainly going to be useful, as is the ring of light. How
The
much
only
money
way
do we have?
we will be able to compete with the Lords of Leaping.
My god. Can that just be the next, like, Dark Souls boss?
We've got 12 gold left. Unless we want to save it in case there's anyone we can bribe in the forest, but who knows. I know you're aware of the fucking
Sequel for the
forest.
Lord
I'm getting
Sister.
3 potions of plant control.
A leaping. 3 potions. Well, yeah, we're going to the forest.
Just like, considering the fucking Hydra we took, who required like 4 fucking scrolls.
Yeah, that's fair. Cool.
And we've got 2 gold left. Like, I'll take another anti-poison, I guess.
The stick of hard hitting. Yeah, sounds about right. It's just a large stick.
Outside, in the bright light, you notice the dead quietness again. A narrow path leads northward from the tall grass surrounding Nostromo's tower into the dense undergrowth of Darkwood forest. In a few strides, you're surrounded by the dark and tangled forest. Stones and knotted roots seem to hide in the shadows, and you can almost believe that they're trying to trip you up. The light fades quickly, and the air becomes moist and unpleasant. Deeper and deeper you go into the gloom. Eventually, the path forks on either side of a huge old tree. West or
God,
east.
these fucking... I hate these. Well, I know little of the Darkwood forest, so...
No, it's an oval, that's about it.
Yeah. I say...
Well, they
Probably
have
never
again
be
told
able to
us
see that
nothing
map
about
again.
either map.
Yeah. The map, yeah. Very useful map. I don't know, let's go east. It is precisely as
Sounds
likely
fine.
to be good. Oh, a bird! We clearly took the best option.
Indeed.
Darn, we should have saved that 2 gold after all.
Ah, son of a bitch.
The narrow path continues to cut its way through the tangled forest. Strange animal cries and noises echo through the trees. As the path widens to approximately a meter across... You know what, screwed, we can... I don't have attachment to this last thing.
Fair. Make sure to get those 3 potions of plant control again. So, Do you drink the potion of plant control, or do you pour it on the plant?
Good question. We'll find out. At last the path widens to approximately a meter across. Soon you arrive at a moss-covered wooden signpost, on top of which sits a large crow. The arms of the signpost read north and east. Just as you're deciding which way to continue, you hear the words, "Afternoon." You look up in the direction of the voice and see the crow looking down at you inquisitively. "Good afternoon," you reply slowly, feeling a little foolish. The crow speaks again, asking which way you're headed. You reply that you're looking for two goblins, small, sinewy creatures with brown, scaly skin. "One gold piece, my advice," states the crow confidently. Pay the crow for its advice.
Absolutely.
"Here, have a shiny." You put the gold piece on top of the signpost, as requested by the crow, after which it says, "Go north." You ask the crow why it needs gold pieces, and it replies that it needs 30 gold pieces to pay Esther. I'm going to turn it back into a human again. Fair enough.
Well, fair.
I see, okay.
You know what they
Thought
should
it
have
was
done?
just a cool crow.
What they should have done is had a third option here. If you happen to have all 30 gold pieces here,
Yeah. It just fucks off with your money.
Yeah.
it just doubles your skill points for the entire journey as he joins you.
Crow friend, yay!
Crow obtained.
Walking along the path, you hear footsteps and arguing voices ahead of you. If you wish to meet their owners, turn to 317. If you'd rather hide in bushes and let them walk by, turn to 392.
I mean, maybe
Not
we can
bad.
have a little chat.
Yeah.
More towards hiding.
Nah. If they're enemies, we can take them.
Yeah.
You draw your sword and prepare to meet the owners of the arguing voices. Two tall, spindly creatures appear clad in tattered cloth, over which they wear chainmail jackets. They see you and instantly stop their arguing, which also means we don't know if they had any information. They are hobgoblins and draw their swords to attack you.
Alright then.
That is louder than I recall.
Yeah, that was...
Piercing.
Why is that so loud?
You search through the pockets of the hobgoblins and find 3 gold pieces, a tiny brass flute, and 2 maggot-ridden biscuits, which will restore 1 stamina each if you're desperate enough. There's also a necklace made of mouse skulls around one of their necks. Yay!
Prepare for that to be a crucial, critical game item.
Yep.
Yeah.
To the left of the path, you notice a large hole in the ground with a diameter of some 3 meters. Walking over the edge of the hole, you see it sloping off into the depths of the earth. If you wish to walk down the hole, turn to 125. If you prefer to continue walking northwards up the path, turn to 337.
Well, I think we're late for a very important date.
We stand doors, we haven't discussed holes.
Down the hole.
We go down the hole.
I can go around. As you descend into the hole, you notice large amounts of slime secreted by some huge creature.
Still seems great.
This hole is lubricated. Keep going.
Lily, add that to the quotes section, please.
Don't do that.
It's on the stream.
I'm not going to do that.
It's already memorialized on Twitch and YouTube in tandem.
Yes, but it's much more directly visible if it's in the quotes channel.
Yeah, my ass.
Pain back up.
Alright, Theo. You know what to do. Clip it. Mwahaha. Let me know this was their choice. The slope is steep, and you slip on the slime, tumbling head over heels. Wow, they just really felt like alliteration today. Down the hole to the bottom into a large earthen cavern. You jump to your feet and are alarmed to see the shiny tip of a poison barb on the tail end of a huge sting worm coming straight at you. The sting worm is about 5 meters long and has huge yellow segments, but all you care about is protecting yourself from the barb. There is no time to scramble out of the hole. You draw your sword.
Not gonna lie, this doesn't seem great.
You
I'm
made
sure it's
this
fine.
choice.
Listen, we have the power of cheating on our side.
Oh, of course. And also it doesn't seem nearly as strong as I was expecting it to be.
I mean,
Wow,
8
double
skills.
stack, guys.
We basically have maxed out skills.
Yeah, but it's fucking huge. I expected it to be more of a threat.
Yeah. Turns out, not so much.
You walk around the lifeless bulk of the worm to examine the contents of its lair. There are several skeletons, perhaps those belonging to other unfortunate adventurers. When decide one, you find a leather backpack. Inside the backpack, you find 4 gold pieces and a small corked bottle containing a colorless liquid. You know, you don't examine it, you don't sniff it, it's straight to drinking it.
Just chug it. Ooh, mysterious colorless liquid. Chug, chug, chug.
Very wise.
Look at the ball in your hand and then quickly gulp down its contents. You wait several seconds for some reaction, but nothing happens. However, when you come to pick up your sword, which you had put down in order to examine the backpack, a surge of confidence runs through your body. The liquid is a potion of weapon skill, which adds 1 point to your skill. Taking gold, you scramble up the urban cavern to the path above and continue your journey northward. Whoa.
Right.
Beat a worm gets slightly more skill.
Yep.
Sure. You emerge from the slain stingworm's lair into sunlight. You have to stop and blink for a few moments before your vision clears and you can continue on your way. At last, the trees begin to thin out and shafts of sunlight beam down through the gaps on either side of the path. As the path widens, you see a large cave entrance set a few yards back on the right.
What is a cave entrance if not a hole in a wall?
That doesn't make it
Or
a
a
door.
door without a door.
That's not how that works.
Exactly.
That makes it a hole.
I still love the I think it was Alistair Beckett King who referred to a door as because he was doing the classic like over describing thing that a lot of writers do. He referred to it as a rectangular opening with a hinged slice of wood. I
Wow.
was like, yeah, that is. I guess that's what a door is. Yeah,
Not incorrect.
yeah. Let's go in the cave.
Yeah.
Slowly you peer into the cave and see the huge shape of an ogre walking slowly over to a wicker cage with a bowl of water in his great hand. He's dressed in animal furs and carries a stone club in his belt. It appears to be a small creature jumping around inside the cage. You can pick up a rock and throw it at the ogre, rush in and attack the ogre, or leave the cave and continue up the path.
I like the idea that we might peer in and we just see this and we're like, nah, just fucking fail.
Not today.
Do we want to? Do you want to chuck a rock at this guy's head?
I feel
Or
like
we
that's
just-
just giving up the element of surprise.
Do you want to just rush in?
I
Of
would
course you
say
do.
rush
The
in.
moo craves violence. Who
So
am I to
apologize for
deny
next
the
one.
moo violence?
It's an ogre. Violence
Exactly.
is allowed.
Also, hello, Timmy.
Hey, team.
Hello.
You draw your sword as you enter the cave. The ogre throws down one bowl and lifts the large stone club from his belt. He grunts and lopes towards you. Prepare for battle.
The ogre throws down.
Listen up.
Weirdly enough, about as strong as an oversized steamer.
Oh wow, a lot of stamina though.
Hey, what?
Wait, what?
Why did I hit? That was a tie.
Yeah, what? That's
Don't
not how
worry
it
about
worked
it.
before.
Apparently we win ties now.
Is it like D&D initiative?
I guess. Well, in the other games, it just didn't do anything when we died,
No,
though, right?
It didn't do earlier when we were fighting the worm.
Odd.
I wonder if it's to do with the... Oh wait, hold on. The stats... Can you bring up the stats sheet? It says +1. I could have sworn it said +2
It
when we were
did.
fighting that.
I have no idea.
I mean, it's possible that it's wearing off. Who knows?
I don't know.
There.
Maybe that was us rushing in. +1 for charging.
As the ogre slumps to the ground, the creature in the cage jumps around even more frantically than ever. You take a closer look at the creature in the cage, search through the contents of the cave, or leave the cave immediately and continue north. Just kill the ogre and leave this thing.
Just murder him and leave.
That is kind of a power move.
Just leave this thing and leave it around the cave.
Kill the ogre, make direct eye contact with this thing, and still walk away.
You're free now.
That's,
Good luck.
You're free, you say to the caged creature. Shall we take a closer look at it? Do you want to make a bookmark first?
I'm just like, I lean towards one of two. I feel like we might be able to save this thing. I'm just like, I don't know if we'll be screwed at taking a look around first.
There's
I
not
don't
a
know if we
clear
want to.
reason we could not do both 1 and 2, but I feel like
Yeah.
one may present us.
Yeah, this is always the reason with these.
Inside the cage is a small, sinewy creature with brown, scaly skin. That sounds familiar. He's jumping up and down. He's a goblin. Around his neck hangs a black, shiny rod and a leather cord. Ah, lovely.
Ah.
You unlock the door and step back, drawing your sword in case the goblin tries to attack you. Picks up a wooden stool and, waving in the air, kicks the door open and charges you, screaming. This is not a very smart goblin.
Yeah, you just watched us annihilate this ogre.
We saved
He
you,
had a
refused
stool.
you, and now we're gonna kill you.
He had a stool in his cage. Because he picked up the stool and then kicked the door open.
And this time we both miss.
Yeah, our skills back down to just being +1. We must have legitimately got +1 for charging.
I can assume. Guess the +1 from the potion is permanent, so. You bend down over the lifeless body of the mad goblin and examine the rod around its neck. The rod is made of ebony, and there's a screw thread at one end. You're excited to see the letter G neatly inscribed at the other end of what must be the handle of the dwarvish warhammer. Put your find in your backpack and gain 1 luck point. And now to loot the cave.
And we can search the cave.
Indeed.
What an opportunity.
There's not much of interest to be found in the cave. Straw bed, stone jars, table and chair are all that is immediately visible. But a stone shelf above the bed, a small silver box catches your eye.
Oh, God.
I thought we
Why do
bought
have
noise
those
filters. I thought we bought those filters.
Apparently not.
Oh,
No, we have 5 fire capsules though. What the fuck?
I think it came in 5.
Oh, okay. I thought you'd spent like 10 gold on fire capsules. I was about to be like, what the fuck are you doing?
The gas is toxic and your eyes start to water. You cough and hold your breath whilst running around the cave, trying to escape from the gas cloud, which envelops you. Your lungs feel as though they're bursting and you're forced to inhale. Your skill is reduced by 2 and your stamina by the amount of 1 die roll.
We are not a very good adventurer.
Your
Why
leaves-
didn't we just leave the cave?
We keep the silver box. And yeah, that's a good question.
Okay.
I guess this is relevant in some form.
Is it still full of poison gas?
Who knows? Walking along the path, you do not notice a rope noose hidden beneath some fallen leaves ahead of you. Your foot catches in the noose, and suddenly you're hauled into the air by the rope, which is tied to a spruce tree. In a second, you're hanging upside down.
Sprung tree.
I wasn't expecting sprung to be the word I was using.
Yeah. Just instead, it's like, yes, this is a birch tree, actually.
In a second, you're hanging upside down, suspended by your trapped foot. Your sword remains in its scabbard, and you're able to use it to cut yourself down from the man trap. Are you sure it's a man trap? It could have been made to catch deer, who knows? Maybe it was for goblins.
It's a person trap.
You get to your feet and curse, brushing the dirt from your clothes with your hand. You're tempted to wait around and discover you set the trap, but decide against it. You continue northwards.
Alright then.
You notice a knotted vine hanging down to the ground from a tree on your left. You look up and see a roughly made treehouse amid the branches. I don't see why not we look up.
Yeah.
It's a house, it's gotta have a door.
I mean, oh my god.
You reach the top of the vine and scramble onto the wooden platform. A sheet made from leaves and ferns covers the entrance to a small covered living area. As you approach, the sheet is thrown back, and from behind it steps a large and hairy ape-like creature wearing only an animal hide loincloth. He's holding a large bone in his right hand and grunts at you. He's an ape man. Well, I mean, if he's just grunting at us instead of howling or shouting at us, I feel we could have theoretically reasoned or just left, but no, it's either jump 5 fucking meters or draw sword and attack.
Yep. I don't fancy the sound of a 15-foot drop, so...
Very agile around the tree, and you're having difficulty brandishing your sword. You lose 2 from your attack strength during each round of combat. That's so arbitrary.
Yeah.
Well, I guess because we're trying to cling to the tree, it kind of makes sense, but...
Fuck you, ape man.
Win on the tie there. Weird.
Yeah, it was just during that one fight for some reason.
You step over the body of the ape man and enter his living area. Animal bones and rotting fruit litter the floor. The ape man's bed is made of moss and lichen and seems to be crawling with bugs.
Lichen.
You shudder and step back out on the platform. You then notice a copper bracelet around the ape man's wrist. You know, considering the cursed bird, I'm gonna bookmark before we put this on, since it's not we don't examine things here. We just go, yep, on the ghost.
Yep.
Fucking slap
get
bracelet.
cursed and turn into an ape man.
Okay. You twist the bracelet into place on your wrist. Powerful feeling surges through your arm and makes you jump. Your arm feels strong. You now possess a bracelet of skill, which will add 1 point to all future dice rolls when computing your own attack strength during combat as long as you wear it. Now climb down the vine, continuing onwards.
We have not become an ape man, we have simply gained the arm of an ape man.
Clip. Well, at least I can boost it back up.
We are very unbalanced now.
Yeah. We don't have the right to bear arms, but we do have an ape arm.
Soon the path leads out of the trees onto a large plain with long grasses. Beyond it you see rising ground and further off some low hills. The path splits and goes in 3 directions, west, east, north.
Fuck's sake.
Nope, I could roll a d3.
East, because 72 is a nice number.
fair a reason as any.
The path ends at a junction. The way south leads back to the forest, so you decide to head north.
Okay.
As you walk along the path through a waist-high scrub, you watch the grass rippling in the wind. Soon you get the uncomfortable feeling that the grass has a will of its own and is moving independently of the wind. Suddenly, a clump of grass stretches out across the path and wraps itself around your leg. Other clumps of grass try to grab your arms and legs. You realize that you are surrounded by tangleweed.
Waist-high scrub, much like Big Leg.
Before the tangleweed can drag you to the ground, you manage to grab the bottle containing the potion of plant control from your backpack.
I appreciate
I am my own audience.
And gulp down its
That was great.
contents. As if touched by flame, the tangleweed releases your limbs and retreats from the path. You decide to run quickly along the path while the effects of the potion lingers. As the path proceeds northwards, the grass becomes shorter and the ground starts to rise gently. Ahead, you can hear the sound of flowing water. You seem to reach the bank of a gently flowing river. There is no bridge, but you can see that the path continues north on the other side of the river. Standing proudly in front of you is a magnificent white beast, half man, half horse. A bow and quiver of arrows are slung behind his back. He is a centaur. You try to start a conversation with him, walk around him and wade into the river. Not going to kill him. That's tough.
Immediate murder. Now let's have a chat.
You bid the centaur
I guess.
good day, to which he replies in a simpler manner. It's pleasing to meet someone who's not attacking you on sight. You ask the centaur if he has any information which might lead you to your goal, but he does not know anything. He says he does not wander much these days, as he's getting old. Just wants to own a little gold for his old age. He offers to carry you across the river for 3 gold pieces. Sure. You know what? Consider the crow one.
I
Clearly.
mean, I don't know how much we have, but it seems like something bad will probably happen if
8.
we wade across.
8.
Yeah, pay the,
Oh, yeah.
pay the horseman.
You climb onto the centaur's back, and he turns and walks into the river. The water is a dark green color, and you wonder what kind of creatures might be lurking at its depths. Soon you reach the other side, and you pay the centaur 3 gold pieces. He thanks you and waves goodbye, wishing you good luck. You're now at the foot of some hills, and it is beginning to get dark. You see the path winding its way north up into the hills. You decide to camp under a great old oak tree to the right of the path and settle down to sleep with your sword by your side. You've been asleep for about an hour when a terrifying howl wakes you up with a start. It seems to be coming from the west, some distance away. You look up and see a full moon in the night sky. While looking up, you suddenly notice a large black shape moving in the branches above you. You forget about the howling and leap to your feet, grabbing your sword at the same time as a giant spider drops to the ground beside you. Its massive, rounded body moves slowly towards you on black, spiny legs. Not wishing to leave all your possessions, you're forced to fight.
God damn it.
Kill it with fire.
Yep. Yeah, why can't we use the fire capsules on this? Fuck you, spider.
Having defeated a giant spider, you step around its bulbous mass and settle down again to a nervous sleep. So I guess we're just going to ignore the howling. Thank you, convenient howling. You wake early in the morning and set off north along the path. The ground is quite steep now as the path winds its way up into the hills. By the time you reach the top, the sun is quite hot. All around in the distance, you see the tight green circle of Darkwood forest. Mist still hangs in the tall grasses behind you, but ahead you see a valley floor bathed in sunlight. All is quiet. As you start down the far side of the hill, you see a junction in the path. You may continue north down the hill or go east along the new path.
I hate all these fucking just go left or right decisions.
New path.
Sure.
I can go around. The path leads to a large cave entrance and does not appear to go any further east. How convenient.
A cave.
You step
We love a good cave.
to the dark cavern with your sword drawn. The air is cold and moist. You hear loud snoring, and as your eyes are trusted in darkness, you see a large bulk of a cave troll asleep in a large stone chair. His skin is brown and wrinkled, and he is wearing animal hides. A wooden club lies across his lap, and a large leather bag hangs on the back of the stone chair. Creep up and take the leather bag, or take out the devil and take them. We do not have that, so...
I don't feel like a net would be my first choice for a cave troll.
No.
No. That's fine, we're lucky anyway.
You lift the leather bag off the back of the stone chair and tiptoe out of the cave. Outside, you stop to examine the contents of the bag. Inside, you find 5 gold pieces, an interesting piece of painted canvas, and a small brass bell. Put these in your backpack and walk back to the junction in the path that head north.
Huh.
So you just have a random bell, painted canvas, our inventory grows.
Wow. We have a lot of random crap.
Eventually, the path levels out, and you find yourself on the valley floor. The path continues north, but also a new path leads out to the west. Well, as a pattern, west we go.
Yeah.
Nope, no, this leads back to a junction. Great.
Delightful.
Walking along the tranquil valley floor, you arrive at a junction in the path. See that way south leads back to the hill, so you decide to dismiss that option.
I mean, we can also continue west.
Yeah.
Nope, this actually goes back to other stuff instead of having us go off, so... We'll go to the Friar if need be. So, west or north?
Huh?
Didn't we just do west?
Yeah, west.
Not to arrive the path, you see a stone well with a bucket and turning handle. If you wish to take a closer look at a well, turn to 17, or if we'd rather continue our walk west, turn to 238. Well, we have money to toss in a potential wishing well. I don't know, maybe Goblin Bill.
Sure.
A ladder runs down the inside of the well to water below. However, there appears to be a tunnel just above the surface of the water running north. It's circular and has a diameter of 1 meter.
Make a wish.
It's like 1 meter does not sound like something we could really get into.
Fit into that.
What do you think, Lily? Tunnel or gold piece?
I mean, we can always descend afterwards.
We shall see.
Bless you. Bless you.
Thank you.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, the coin lands in the water with a gentle plop. You wish for more gold pieces, but nothing happens. This is not a wishing well. How sad.
Maybe it's just delayed gratification.
Is every well not a wishing well?
Climbing down the ladder, you do not notice that a rung is missing. Great. Slip and lose your footing. From level 6 to Snake Eyes, delightful. At the bottom of the ladder, you see that the tunnel runs quite a distance north. You're surprised to see that it's lit by torches at regular intervals along its length. Pedal continues north until you at last arrive at a junction, because the fuck are you?
The west, because I like even numbers more. Oh my fucking god.
Oh, by that logic, we should be going south, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
The cave is the lair of an intelligent creature, for it contains small pieces of furniture. There is a wooden box just over a meter in length at the back of the cave. Could possibly go wrong. As you touch the wooden box, the lid flies up without you having to lift it. Around the box sleeps a tiny, green-skinned creature with a large head. His long nose and pointed ears, his clothes are made of sacking. Your taken by surprise, and a gremlin tries to stab you with his dagger. Avoiding the dodging blade, the small gremlin is agile, being able to run around you while you have difficulty in moving about on your hands and knees. Back up against the wall and draw your sword. And attack strength is reduced by 3. Delightful.
Yeah. Oh, but he is a skill of 4.
Oh, he is a gremlin.
Yeah. Fuck you, Gremlin. Got to stab us in the thigh.
R.I.P.
Oh my
Gremlin.
goodness.
Rummaging through some bedding in a chest of drawers, you find an ingot of gold. It's worth 28 gold pieces. However, it is very heavy, and if you wish to take it with you, some other large object from your backpack will have to be discarded. What other large objects do we have, per se?
Why can we throw away the Warhammer handle?
I mean, we have multiple potions of plant control, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, we still have a potion of plant control. Screw you, arbitrary decision.
Fair enough.
You decide to take the sign from your backpack and replace it with the ingot. There's no other exit from the cave, and you have to crawl back to the tunnel to the junction. You can go east or keep going north.
Go north.
Ahead, you hear high-pitched voices frantically calling to each other. The tunnel ends at a small cave entrance. A sunlight arrow flies out of the cave towards you. You press down the tunnel into the cave entrance. The roof of the cave is no higher than the tunnel, and you're unable to stand up. The cave is very small and filled with tiny bits of furniture and all manner of objects and curios. Standing in the middle of the cave are 2 green-skinned creatures with small bodies and large heads. They have pointed ears and long noses, and their claws are made from sacks. This sounds like it's very familiar.
Yeah.
They appear to be very alarmed and charge at you with their daggers. You must fight the gremlins as you are unable to turn around and escape.
Alright then. It's murdering an entire family of gremlins.
I mean, they shot first.
Yeah.
There are many handmade clay figures of human hands in different positions, covering every available surface area. Wow, that's creepy. They are all painted with bright red glaze. In a copper vase, you find 3 gold pieces, which you put in your backpack. There's nothing else of use or value to you in the cave. You leave by crawling back the way you came to the junction, taking a clay hand with you, so we have one of those for some reason.
Of course. Why not? I'm sure it will turn out to be of crucial importance to our quest.
I'm pretty sure we already went to 270.
Yeah, south is where the first gremlin was.
So east we go.
Yeah.
And a cave entrance. Well, in we go.
A curtain is effectively just a soft door, so...
Throwing back the curtain, we find a gremlin chief, because of course we do. On pulling back the curtain, you see a tiny green-skinned creature with a large head, blah, 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 and a large medallion hangs from its neck on a silver chain. The creature is sitting at the table examining a red clay figure of a human hand. Why? On seeing you enter the cave, he takes a stone hammer and smashes the clay hand. Why? Why do you have
The
these?
hell?
What's going on? Why do you have one
Gremlins are
set?
weird.
I'm confused. Unfortunately, attack strength reduction didn't do anything for these guys.
Nope.
You take the medallion from the neck of the fallen gremlin. It's made of gold and is worth 9 gold pieces. Nothing else of use or value in the cave. No other exit from the cave. Must crawl back down the tunnel to the dungeon. Ooh.
Alright then. Well,
Yeah.
south back to the well then. We literally just went down this well, murdered a bunch of gremlins, and then... left.
Someone's coming down the ladder.
It's probably another gremlin.
Yeah. Wait for him to enter the tunnel
shall we
just in case.
Yeah.
Hey, how you do? Yep, another gremlin.
Yep.
Hey, about your friends. You're about to join up with them.
Yeah. Oh,
Haha, elven bread.
oh. And a luck point. Thank goodness we needed it.
Elven bread is basically just a provision. So,
Yeah.
out of the well. Continue
Wonderful.
west. Walking west along the valley floor, you pass a junction in the path which leads south back into the hills. You decide to keep on walking west.
Fair enough.
The valley floor is covered with lush green grass and is very flat. You soon arrive at another junction in the path, as you do.
Continue west. Why not? Oh, hello.
To the left of the path, you see a small man with a long gray beard sitting cross-legged on top of a huge mushroom. He's wearing a bright red jacket and cap, and his trousers are black and in at his knees. He's asleep and snoring loudly. I know this sounds like a red cap. It sounds like he would try and kill us if we woke him up, but we could probably defeat him.
Yeah.
Oh, nope, it's a no.
Hello.
The small man wakes up with a start, loses his balance, and falls off the mushroom. He curses as he lands on the ground, but jumps back onto the mushroom, shouting, "Who did that? Who did that?" He looks at you and frowns. I'm sorry.
Let's have a chat. Oh.
You approach the gnome with your arm extended, offering to shake his hand, an offer which he accepts with a doubtful look on his face. You then tell him of your quest, how you met poor Big Leg, and why you decided to help the dwarves of Stonebridge. You ask him if he has any information which might help you. He replies that he does not care much for dwarves, but he does have some information which might be of use to you. However, that information will cost you either 5 gold pieces or an item or treasure from your backpack. Like an item of treasure.
I mean, we have plenty of money, right?
Yeah, the ingot didn't get added. I'm not sure if the medallion got added or not. Yeah, the medallion got added, but we do have 12 gold.
Medallion.
We're good.
Yeah. Yeah.
As he accepts his payment, the gnome smiles and tells you they saw the skeleton of a goblin inside a stone crypt. Perhaps it was a skeleton of one of the 2 goblins who you're looking for, perhaps not. He says that a crypt is somewhere north in the forest, but exactly where he's not sure. I mean, that would imply that either this happened a very long time ago, or that something completely stripped it. Or it's not the one
Yeah.
we're looking for.
Oh, it might be like a gelatinous cube or something.
Well, I mean, I assume that we've eaten the bones.
Maybe.
For a moment.
You alright?
Sounds like he's eating something.
I bit into a meringue. 90% of it crumbled except for the base, which was exceptionally chewy. Basically exploded,
that'll happen.
except for that.
Gonna say meringue is not up on my list of foods to eat while streaming. But you know, maybe that's some top tier streaming food. I might meringue. Never mind.
Poor mom.
Can't win them all.
Hold on. Drink that water once I got this thing down.
Oh god.
Let's also just go ahead and loop these so that doesn't go to anywhere copyright.
Yes, please avoid copyright.
Water partook.
Excellent.
You arrive at another junction of path. The way south continues back into the hills, so you ignore it and continue west.
Well, alright then.
The path makes a sudden turn to the right and heads north across the valley floor. To the left of the path, you see a large pond with a small wooden hut with a thatched roof by its edge. Of course, we investigate.
Of course. There might be a door.
You walk
Where's the
around.
door?
You walk around to the front of the hut and see a large blue vase on a small porch. There's nobody about. You open the door of the hut, but there's nobody inside. The hut is also devoid of any furniture or objects. You walk outside again and inspect the blue vase. You look inside, but despite the sunlight, are unable to see beyond the rim. The vase is filled with an eerie blackness. You shake it and hear a rattling sound. Why, but I feel like putting our hand inside is a very bad idea.
It does seem like a terrible idea. Threw it on the ground. Oh, well, never mind then.
The vase drops to the ground, but does not break, although cracks appear all over it. You begin to feel a vibration, and then you notice cracks appearing all over the porch and the side of the hut. The vibrations become stronger. Your whole body starts to tremble, and your head feels as if it's about to explode. Those two sound boys. Do not you possess a potion of stillness.
Oh. Oh.
The vibrations feel like shock waves, which seem to hammer your body. Your legs feel like lead, and you're unable to move. Suddenly, the hut collapses and crashes to the ground. The sky darkens, and the wind starts to howl all about you. The wind blows harder and becomes as strong as a gale, its force knocking you to the ground. You cling to the porch and shield your face from the dirt and debris being thrown up by the gale. Above the deafening noise of the wind, you hear laughter, followed by deep-voiced rejoicing. I'm free. I'm free. You release an earth elemental onto the world, and you lose 3 luck points. Okay, explain the howling wind. It's a fucking earth elemental, not a wind elemental. But, so, yeah, that didn't turn out well.
Yeah.
What if I put our hand inside? Just...
I definitely continue to feel around.
I'm just like, well, gripped by an intense pain, feel like it's being crushed as if it's on fire, but we're fine.
Yeah.
Out of here. Okay. The pain in your hand becomes almost unbearable, but you still retain feeling it. At the bottom of the vase, your hand comes into contact with several objects. You grasp them and pull your hand quickly out of the vase. You're surprised to see no mark or sign of injury on your hand. You examine your treasure and find 5 gold pieces, a dragon's tooth, an interesting piece of painted canvas, and a glass vial containing a potion of strength, which will restore 5 stamina points whenever you decide to drink. You gain 1 luck point and return to the path to head north. Okay, sure.
Yep. That is definitely a better option than unleashing Earth Elemental.
That also implies there's going to be more things of canvas.
Yeah.
Which are also separated, weirdly enough.
Yeah.
As you walk across the valley, you see the dark green wall of Darkwood forest illumining up before you. The path leads directly into a thick undergrowth, and soon you're walking between tall, dark trees and thorny bushes. It is dark and quiet. The path forks, as it's wont to do. Well, they told us to go north.
The gnome said that Crook was north somewhere, but truly it could be anywhere, so...
Amidst the trees to the left of the path, you see a small stone building covered with ivy and moss. Well,
we love a good building.
do not possess a silver key, so let's go back and see if we happen to run into a silver key. If not, then we'll just continue as is. Anyway. The path forces its way through the gnarled trees and thorny bushes. You hear growling above you and look up to see a creature which appears to be half cat and half girl lying on a branch over the path. She has short, black, shiny fur like a panther, with her paws at the end of its arms and legs with sharp claws. Her face has humanoid features with long teeth. She looks as if she's about to pounce. Oh, fight Catwoman. Legally distinct.
Yeah, I guess so.
Just being attacked by furries all along our path.
God damn it.
You get 2 gold studs or 5 gold pieces each. Ooh.
Right.
Excuse me. You arrive at another junction, and ignoring the south, you continue east.
It seems very clear that was a person because you're not putting in earrings with claws.
Onward.
Yeah. We
Well-
have no option now.
Yeah, we'll come to this dwarf later, perhaps. Since that was not immediately, here's a key, we will go north.
Okay.
Yeah, we can try and tear the door down.
Do it.
Well, we did it.
Inside, you see stone
yeah.
stairs leading down from the door into the gloomy depths. Cannot see a thing down the stairs.
This might be the crypt.
Perhaps.
Seems likely.
It looks like a crypt.
You step carefully down the stone stairs, feeling your way as you go. Slowly, your eyes become accustomed to the dark, and you begin to make shapes at the bottom of the stairs. You're standing in a small, square room with a low ceiling. The floor is thick with dust, and there are cobwebs everywhere. In the middle of the room, there is what appears to be a large stone box measuring approximately 2 meters by 1 meter. The top of it is a great stone slab. Along one of the rough stone walls, you find a small alcove with a candle in it. Well, unless we just leave, we have to light the candle.
Yeah.
The light from the candle casts eerie shadows around the room. In the yellow light, you see the face of an old man carved into the stone slab top of the box. Then you notice the leg of a skeleton protruding from the shadows in the far corner of the room. You walk over to the skeleton to inspect it. The skeleton is small, and the skull has sharp, protruding teeth. Be the skeleton of either a goblin or an orc. You walk over to the stone box. The slab on top looks like it could be moved. Well, leave no stone left unturned.
Never ignored a slab.
Why
in
in
my life.
fresh fuck will we have dust of levitation?
What? What? Okay.
Well.
Alright.
Oh well.
Seems we might. So,
Hopefully nothing we need was in that random crypt.
Yep.
The path presses on northwards through the dense trees, then makes a sudden turn to the right and heads east. The path is so overgrown in places that you have to use your sword to cut through it. Your walk east is long and tiring. At last, you reach a junction in the path. Looking at Big Lake's map, you decide to head north again in the direction of Stonebridge and ignore the narrow path continuing east. The path opens onto a small clearing. To your right, you see a pile of branches, grass, and pieces of rag, a lair of some large creatures. Amongst the debris and old bones scattered about, you catch sight of something glittering. Well, we need to kill something to find other things to
Yeah,
look for.
looking shiny.
This could be a problem.
Oh.
You walk over to investigate the lair, but are suddenly aware of a dark shadow being cast all about you. You hear a loud roar above you and look up to see a dragon-like creature with 2 legs and green, scaly skin flying down to its lair. A bolt of fire shoots from its mouth towards you.
Wonderful.
The creature landing in front of you is a wyvern. It looks at you and opens its huge mouth to let out another burning roar. It's about 10 meters long, and its thick scales look hard to penetrate with your sword. Fortunately, we possess a flute. Okay.
Yep. That is my first instinct, of course.
Which we have no idea what does, but we just decide on pure instinct. Let's pull out this random ass flute we got from before. You reach into your
Yeah,
backpack
you have
and
a strange feeling. Fucking hell.
pull out a tiny brass flute. You have a strange feeling that you must play it now, before the enraged wyvern. As you do, a soft and gentle sound plays out from the flute, and a quizzical look appears on the wyvern's face. Its mouth closes, and its eyelids start to droop. You're playing a magical flute of dragon sleep, and the wyvern is powerless to resist its soothing song. Slowly, the wyvern slumps to the ground and is soon fast asleep.
Where is the
Amazing.
magical flute of moon sleep? I need one of those.
You walk around the motionless wyvern and start to rummage through its lair and surrounding debris. You find a gauntlet made of plate iron, a throwing knife, 10 gold pieces, and a gold ring. You put the knife and the gold pieces in your backpack. Well, time to roll for cursed items. You slip the gauntlet onto your hand and take hold of your sword. Slicing the air with it, you feel more than unusually skilled with your weapon. You now possess a gauntlet of weapon skill, which adds 1 point to all future dice rolls when computing your own attack strength during combat so long as you wear it. Heads up. Or you already tried it on, which worries me. Try on the gold ring.
Yeah.
Slipping the ring on your middle finger, you're suddenly gripped by agonizing pain. Eventually, the pain subsides, but you're unable to take off the ring. You're wearing a cursed ring of slowness, which will subtract 2 points from all future dice rolls when computing your own attack strength during combat. What I'm hearing is cut off finger.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Walking along the narrow path, you suddenly hear the sharp crack of a twig breaking and whispering of low voices. You draw your sword and wait anxiously with your back to a large oak tree. Then, from behind the trees opposite you, step 4 men and a woman dressed in green tunics. Each looks menacing, and they stand with swords and axes in their hands. The young woman steps forward and tells you are trespassing on their territory. You must pay a levy of 5 objects from your backpack or face the consequences.
5 objects.
Fuck you. Bring it. Wrong button. Bring
Bring
it.
it! Immediately gives all his money.
They're bandits. Thanks for clarifying after we've decided to attack them. As opposed to very ugly elves. Dwells,
Yeah.
perhaps.
They wells.
Dwells are a thing. They take the worst they take the worst aspects of humans and elves. It's basically humans.
Sure.
Unfortunately, we only have to take on the leader. Never mind.
Yeah, no.
I was gonna say, that would seem strange.
Do you think we have to kill them in order of, like, the hierarchy, so that we kill the chief, and then the next person becomes the chief, so we have to kill them?
Perhaps.
Yes. We must continue cutting heads off this snake until there are no snakes left.
That's how that works.
Okay, is there going to be like
Snakes.
next 3? Yep.
Yep, remaining bandits.
I think at some point they will just decide this isn't worth it.
Yeah,
Nope.
no, this is clearly going badly for them.
Now we're gonna murder every single one of them. Delightful.
A search for their clothing reveals nothing of interest apart from 2 gold pieces which you put in your backpack. Well, at least we're not the 5 treasures poor. You set off.
Punish some shit bandits.
I was gonna say, these guys suck.
God.
You set off north again along the path and soon notice the trees beginning to thin out on either side of the path. Eventually, the path leads out the trees into a plowed field. You're out of the Darkwood forest.
Hooray.
Well, unfortunately, we only have the handle, so I guess we're going to need to take that other path and go see the friar. The path leads
Yeah.
through the field to a stone bridge over a clear stream. Beyond the bridge are the small cottages and wooden huts of a village. The sign on the bridge reads Stone Bridge. Cross the bridge and see two old dwarves with long white beards standing by a cottage looking at you. You failed in your quest. Oh, hey, we can continue searching. That's new. You failed in your quest to help the dwarves, being unable to face Gillibrand, their king. You decide to head east and find a place to rest after your perilous adventure. Oh, wait! Perhaps you want to continue searching. Turn to 98. You decide that the best way to continue looking is to walk back around Darkwood Forest and pay a visit to Nostromo. As you begin the long walk, you're attacked by a large group of wild hillmen, probably the same group who attacked Big Leg and his party 2 days earlier. You run for what seems like hours, stumbling through the changing landscape. Something doesn't seem right somehow, and you feel a thumping pain in your head. You stop, falling to the ground, and stare up at a blue sky and the clouds floating above. Your vision blurs, and you suddenly see a familiar face staring down at you before you lose consciousness. You're completely reset, but do we have all our shit?
The fuck?
We now have significantly more gold.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, it did just reset the game.
Yeah, just we have all of our gold.
Huh. Weird.
And a mag and red biscuit.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay, so we
Interesting.
know that one of the pieces is in the cave with the troll with the caged goblin.
Yeah.
We were unable to find what was in the crypt.
Yeah, since we didn't
Yeah,
have
we
any
didn't have
fucking
dust
dust
of
of levitation.
Yeah. But you can't get that here, can you?
No. We can get a net of entanglement.
You didn't really
That is
need that.
true. Did we ever need the garlic for anything?
Not really, no, but there are several more paths we could have gone down.
We didn't need most of the stuff that on the path that we went down. We just did a lot of murdering.
And somehow that didn't get the job done.
Disappointing.
Just basically take one of everything.
Might as well. Okay.
Last time we had headed west, so probably wouldn't hurt to look east.
Yeah.
No, I guess we went to east first, question mark?
Oh, well, never mind.
Okay.
West it is.
Narrow, overgrown path continues to weave its way through the crowded forest. Strange animal cries echo through the trees. It's not long before you arrive at another junction in the path, westwards or north. Now let's try west.
Yeah.
Suddenly turns to the right and proceeds northwards into the dense undergrowth. Suddenly, off the path to your left, you hear cries of help. Well, we're not the type to just ignore that.
Yeah. We're a noble adventurer.
Clambering over the gnarled roots of the old trees, you
no,
head in the
that's
direction of the
right.
cries. After a few minutes, you see a man dressed in long, dark robes with his foot caught in a rusted rabbit snare. His face is masked by the robes, and only his dark brown eyes are visible. Okay. You wedge your sword between the jaws of the snare and pull out like a lever. The robed stranger adds his strength, and finally the snare springs open. He thanks you over and over again, explains that he's in the forest looking for his long-lost brother, who he thinks is living the life of a hermit somewhere in the depths. Together, you scramble back over the roots of the trees to the path. You ask him to accompany you north, but he politely declines, saying that he believes his brother lives to the south. You shake hands and bid each other farewell. Thinking about the road...
Alright then.
Well, he stole our shit.
Huh.
Well then.
Well, after getting our stuff stolen. Walking along the twisted path, you see a small, sinewy creature with brown, scaly skin sitting on a log to the right of the path. He has a sullen expression on his face as he slowly tosses a black, shiny rod on a leather cord back and forth between his hands. He might be one of the goblins you're looking after. Start a conversation with him. What could go wrong? Oh, not a goblin, but a
sir.
shapechanger. Metamorphoses before your eyes. He becomes taller and turns green. A large, spiny tail extends from his back. His arms thicken and his hands grow sharp claws. His face distorts and becomes reptilian with red eyes, a wide mouth, and dozens of razor-sharp teeth. Not a goblin, but a shapechanger.
Very highly skilled shape changer as well.
Ah, that one will. Sir, what?
Changed his shape to a corpse.
You slump on the log, exhausted after your long battle. Sadly, the black rod was just part of the shape-changer's illusion and exists no more. However, you know some violet mushrooms growing beyond the log. They are unfamiliar to you, but look tasty.
Eat random mushrooms.
Absolutely.
You think you're turning into a shape-changer. Last, you were relieved to feel the turmoil dying down. You have not become a shape-changer, but you have eaten mix-up mushrooms. Your skill score becomes your
Oh,
luck score.
boy.
Your luck score becomes your skill score.
Well, I mean, that's fine, to be honest.
Yeah. You will odd, you set off north again.
Yeah, that doesn't actually change much, I guess, but
Yeah, unfortunately,
Yeah.
we just happen to have very similar skill and luck scores.
yeah.
Okay.
North or east?
Uh,
The path leads ever northwards, but at last the trees are beginning to thin out and appear less menacing as daylight streams through between them. On the right-hand side of the path, you see an old oak chair covered with moss. Well, we have provisions, but we don't really need to eat any of them.
I wonder if it's one of those magic oak chairs.
Possibly, but no real reason to. If it may give us an extra point.
Yeah.
The path eventually emerges from the trees onto a vast plain. Beyond, you see rising ground leading to low hills. Wayside grasses on either side of the path sway gently in a warm breeze. All is peaceful, and the dangers ahead seem unimportant. You're enjoying your walk when suddenly the silence is broken by the sound of squealing and grunting to the right of the path. You can see a path being made through the grass by an unseen beast moving quickly towards you. You draw your sword in readiness. A few yards ahead of you is a large brown pig-like creature bursts down the path and halts there. It has two long tusks protruding from a short, stubby snout. Steam rises into the air from its sweating body. Small eyes look at you before it puts its head down and charge at you. It is a wild boar. Do our duty and exterminate it. As you draw your sword from the carcass of the wild boar, you wonder what made it attack you. In the distance, you hear the sound of barking dogs. Perhaps it was being hunted and, being trapped, made its last stand against you. Through the nose of the boar, you see a large gold ring which you cut loose and place in your bag. It's worth 10 gold pieces. Again, 10 luck for your good fortune. Walking north, you soon arrive at a junction in the path.
Oh.
Ah, great, a new 3-way junction, that's all we need.
Wonderful. Do we go west? Do we get one?
I have no idea.
I don't know. This is the worst thing. What the fuck?
Ahead, you see the path ends at the door of a large hut made of dried mud. It has a domed roof and a single window. Peer through the window and see a large man with dark skin sitting at a table in the middle of the hut. He's bare-chested and flexing the muscles of his arms.
We have located the gun show.
Do we have tickets?
As you enter the hut, the big man
tickets
smiles.
required.
He looks pleased to see you and starts to speak in a deep voice. Welcome, stranger. My name is Quinn, and I earn my living by my arms. Would you care for a little wager? Perhaps at arm wrestling? Sure. Why not?
Who is he wrestling normally? The goblins?
The cave troll.
Probably.
Haha! Quinn explains that he will wager some tests of
Hey, there we
levitation
go.
against an item or coins at a value of 10 gold
Of
pieces.
course.
As you sit down to table opposite him, you deftly slip the armband of strength on your arm. Put your elbow on the table and lock hands with him.
That seems like cheating.
Yeah, a little,
It
but
is
even
cheap.
put your elbow on the table and lock hands with him. His grip is like an iron jaw, and his dark eyes look confident. His biceps bulge, and he gives the signal for the contest to begin. You start to push his arm down and are amazed at your own strength. Sweat breaks out on his forehead, and you can see the disbelief and pain on his face. You push harder and force his arm on the table and the feet. Quinn stands up and walks silently to one chest at the back of the hut. Lifts the lid and pulls out a small glass vial. He hands it to you and walks back to the table, where he slumps in his chair, looking thoroughly dejected. The dust in the vial sparks in light, and you put in your backpack and leave the hut. Outside, you walk back to the junction in the path. Or Quinn. Back at the crossroads.
Wonderful. Okay.
North or east?
Yeah. God.
Shrug.
Yeah. This is the worst thing about these adventure books.
East. Walking along the path, you notice marks in the ground made by the hooves heading east. You soon arrive at another junction in the path. The hoof marks lead south back to the forest. You decide to head north. Why would we follow them just to ignore them?
I wonder if that's the centaur. I wonder if we've reached the same junction after the river. No?
Not quite yet. In the distance to the right of the path, you see a large bird circling in the sky. As you get closer, you recognize them as vultures. Well, let's go and see what the vultures are in this game.
Yeah.
This dude is not having a good time. Ahead in the grasses, you hear a low moan. You look up to see the vultures patiently waiting overhead. Take a few more steps and you see the ugly sight of a huge man with muscles like knotted iron, staked out on the ground. His arms and legs are tied to 4 large wooden pegs driven deep into the ground. The man is naked except for a small loincloth, and his skin is badly blistered from the sun. His face and chest show bloodied signs of cruel torture. His captors will not have gained the information they sought from him because he is a barbarian. Well,
Which means you are uncooperative. Oh,
Yeah,
that certainly
that's-
seems the way.
you cut the thick ropes holding the barbarian. He grunts and sits up to rub his wrists and ankles. He looks at you and sneers. He's either delirious or ungrateful, for he pulls out one of the wooden stakes from the ground and turns to attack you.
What an asshole.
He will rue the day.
Wait, we had a girl. That was the last time you're gonna do anybody a favor for some time. Sure. You know, I
didn't
forget.
get anything for it.
Get robbed by a bandit, beset by a barbarian. You people are assholes.
Wow.
Gradually, the grass around you becomes shorter as the ground gently starts to rise. And you hear the sound of flowing water. Soon you reach the bank of a slow-flowing river. The river is very shallow, and stepping stones cross it from the far bank where the path continues north into the distance. I don't see why we would bother waiting.
Yeah.
You step carefully along the slippery stones to the other side of the river. See that the path continues north into the hills, but as it's getting dark, you decide to make camp for the night under a large solitary tree to the right of the path. Build a large fire, settle down to sleep with your sword by your side. The fucking vampire
No
bats.
vampire bats.
It's like, is this where we combine
here
it?
we
Not yet. You've been asleep for about an hour when the soft noise of fluttering wings wakes you up. You sit up and grab your sword, and in the light of the full moon, you see 3 large shapes flying towards you. They look like bats. As they swoop in closer, you see the unmistakable fang of vampire bats. Fortunately, we have garlic butts.
Yeah.
You reach quickly into your backpack and pull out the garlic buds. The vampire bats close in on you, but veer away at the last second, screeching loudly. They hover above you, eager to drink your blood, but the garlic keeps them at bay. Eventually, they fly off in search of some other prey. Leaving the garlic by your side, you settle down to sleep again. In the morning, you collect your belongings and head north along the path.
Well, alright then.
Hey, we're still not anywhere connected.
Oh my god. This is so ridiculous.
I love how there's just one huge connection. Stonebridge. Pop.
Yeah, all the way back down.
North or west?
I feel like at this point we must be almost at connection, right?
So I hate the fact that all these are just pages and not like...
Yeah, no.
You
can
have
name the place on the
names?
map. Yeah. Let's go west.
The path leads along the ridge of the hill and ends at another junction. See that this way south leads back to the river, so you decide to head north again. The path runs through a narrow gorge between 2 hills. You feel vulnerable and draw your sword, expecting to be ambushed at any moment. Unfortunately, because you're concentrating on watching the sides of the gorge, you do not see a small patch of leaves and branches on the path ahead. Your foot goes right through the thin covering of a trap, and you plunge 4 meters to the bottom of a rocky pit. That, your misfortune, one stake of a sharp tip points out the center of the pit.
Just one stake, though.
You manage to avoid landing on one stake, but fall heavily to the floor, losing 2 stamina points in the process. Fortunately, we have the boots of leaping, otherwise we'd probably die.
Yep.
The pit is circular, with smooth sides, and you're weak from your fall. You reach into your backpack and pull out the brown leather boots. They're very light on your feet. Crouch down, and in one mighty leap, you're out of the pit. You dust yourself down and continue your walk north down the gorge. Continuing down the gorge, you see the handle of the sword sticking out from a large rock by the side of the path. I still don't see why not.
Yeah.
What?
It's to do with your skill.
Need to roll equal to or less than 12. I think we're good.
Yep. Delightful.
The sword is magnificent and was obviously made by a master craftsman. It feels powerful in your hand. You gain 2 points on top of your current skill score when using your enchanted sword. Cutting your new weapon through the air, you set off north down the gorge.
Sweet.
And find yet another...
Oh, God.
Now we have two of those. Between the hills, you see a flat green valley floor stretching out ahead and beyond a sister wall of trees, Darkwood Forest. On the other side of trees lies Stonebridge, your journey's end. Arriving on the valley floor, the path ends in a junction.
We must have almost connected up again now.
Yes, we have. It's fine.
Okay.
Junction. Hut by Pond. Junction.
Okay. I mean, we want to go up to the crypt, right?
Yeah.
Now that we have the dust.
Although clearly there's must be some way we didn't go here.
Yeah.
This leads us to a mud pool, so. Outside the path, you notice a large mud pool bubbling loudly. Steam rises from the thick bubble breaking the surface of the mud. What? Rub it into your wounds.
Why are the two options here rub hot mud on your wounds and make a fucking wish?
Don't know. High in the sky, you see a large flying creature. Certainly bigger than any bird you've ever seen. As it comes closer, you draw your sword. It screeches loudly, and you can see its long head and mouth full of sharp teeth. Its green skin is reptilian, and its wings span some 5 meters. There is nowhere to take cover on the valley floor, and you must fight a pterodactyl swooping down on you.
A fucking pterodactyl, sure.
I think mayhaps our wound got infected from rubbing hot dirt on it, and now we're having some kind of fever dream.
That feels plausible.
Like we're actually just hallucinating wildly as like normal birds fly around in the sky, and we're like, "I'll get you, pterodactyl."
The loathsome pterodactyl lies in a crumpled heap where it crashed to the floor after the fatal blow from your sword. Walking over to it, you notice a yellow arrow painted on the grass beside the path, pointing to the west. You follow 5 more arrows to the trunk of an old dead tree still rooted in the ground. You see that the trunk is hollow and that a hole continues through the trunk into the ground to make a tunnel. It's dark down the hole and you cannot see how far it is to the bottom. You do have a ring of light. Light from your ring pierces the murky depths of your tree. I thought we had one, apparently not. You see a gold medallion hanging from silk ribbon within your reach and a wooden peg inside the trunk worth 5 gold pieces. We unfortunately cannot go deeper then.
Oh, never mind. Oh.
Well, what could possibly go wrong, especially since we don't have a Boots of Leaping.
Yep.
Or a Potion of Healing.
Yep.
We do have 5 portions of provisions left at least, after breaking our leg.
Yep. Oh my god.
Well, this is just go. we have gone far off the beaten path.
I was gonna say this has gone completely to shit.
After falling down and breaking our leg, as it's kind of dumb to jump down this far of a tunnel, the tunnel goes deeper underground, heading west some 60 meters before opening out into a vast cavern with green, slimy walls. A shaft of daylight shines down from the roof of the cavern, illuminating the floor. Small, pale-skinned humanoids are scattered about, and they appear to be tending crops of different colored fungi. A stream trickles through the cavern. Stone steps arise, past alcoves on the far wall to a hole in the roof through which the daylight streams. Draw your sword and approach one of the small humanoids. As you get near, you see that they are hairless and their eyes are blank. They seem totally uninterested in your presence, walking slowly between the rows of fungi and bending down occasionally to remove unwelcome weeds and insects from the crops. Why can't we not leave?
Why are these our options?
We can't leave. We have to act violently. We can either chop down the fungi, demand to eat the fungi, or attack them. Why?
God.
Green fungus. Gain 4 stamina points.
Delicious.
Red fungi. Tastes good, but it's poisonous. Chop down fungi. Lose 2 stamina points. Great. I'm not attacking the buggers.
No. Green mushroom. Delicious.
The steps are made of stone, chiseled into the wall of the cavern. They're wet from the slime, which drips down the walls. See that there are 3 alcoves leading off the steps into the cavern wall at various intervals up to the roof. They're 3 meters high. You climb the steps and peer into the gloom of the first alcove, where you can see a barrel and a wooden chest. Yeah, let's look inside the barrel first.
Yep.
Inside the barrel, you find a heavy iron shield.
The fact that we can choose not to. Ooh, Emperor's Shield.
You now possess an Emperor's Shield made long ago by Master Armor. You gain 1 luck point. The shield will give you a greater defense in all future battles. Should a creature wound you, the shield has a 50% chance to block 1 point of damage. Let's try opening the one chest. By the adventurer's way. You raise your sword above your head and smash it into tiny bits. 8 gold pieces, gain a luck point. Woohoo!
Amazing.
Climbing steps, you soon reach the second alcove. You see vague shapes in the dark and hear the sound of shuffling feet. Inside the alcove, you see 4 more of the small humanoids. These wear leather armor and carry long spears. They move to attack you, and you are forced to fight the clone warriors. I guess that's what these are in. I guess they're in Star Wars now. Sure. We have to fight them. No
the
choice.
Clone Wars.
I am confused.
Who's being flown off?
I don't know. Slow, steady, dice-based combat.
There's so many of them.
Yeah. I don't feel like it was strictly necessary to have a combat with 4 individual enemies.
Completely necessary. As each clone warrior dies, it dissolves into a pool of colored liquid on the rocky floor. Not wishing to stay in a stank and musty alcove any longer, you leave and climb further up the steps. Completely pointless!
Wow. Wow, what the fuck?
Guess that answers who the clones serve. Just as you reach the last steps before the next alcove, a jet of flame shoots out to bar your way. Then a huge dark shape steps out from the alcove with flames shooting from its nostrils. Black smoke curls up in the air. The beast is shaped like a man, but has wings and carries a flaming sword in one hand and a whip in the other. A golden crown sits on its head. It faces you motionless on the steps above you. Suddenly, it cracks its whip and raises its fiery sword. The only way out of this cavern lies before you at the top of the steps. To get there, you'll have to fight the Fire Demon, master of the clones. In addition to its normal attack of its fiery sword, you must throw 1 die every attack round for its whip. On a roll of 1 or 2, the whip will lash you, and 1 point must be subtracted from your stamina. A roll of 3 to 6 means the whip missed you. It's possible to use your luck against the whip.
Wow. This is cool. I like that it has its own little extra mechanic.
Get a fucking sheet out here. It's blocking the way. Well, unfortunately, the demon rolled quite poorly. Screw your whip, I'm not letting you get a last tap in. In its dying throes, the fire demon is engulfed by its own fire. Engulfed.
Wow.
You step forward and grab its crown as it slumps to the ground in a smoldering heap. Its alcove lair is cold and dank. Inside, there's a magnificent throne in front of which cower 2 clone warriors on their hands and knees, bowing to you in worship. You have defeated their master. You know what? Let's put on this. Why not? Fucking possibly you're on.
We are the demon now.
The crown fits perfectly on your head. The two clone warriors look up at you and stare on you. With the crown on your head, you hear voices in your mind, and you realize that the clone warriors are trying to communicate telepathically with you. They tell you that you are their new master, and they require instructions. They ask you what should be done with the crop of red-topped fungi. You decide that you do not want to be the master of the clone warriors, and raise your hands to your head to remove the crown. With horror, you see that the skin on your hands is withered and darkened dramatically. Try to take the crown off your head, but it will not move. It is evil and has found a new host in you. Gradually, your features change as you adopt the shape and color of a fire demon. Your new destiny is determined, and your adventure ends here. You know, this is a good ending. We're now an evil overlord. We don't have to be evil.
No.
I mean, sure, the crown's evil, but...
Maybe it's just like the annoying, like, devil on your shoulder kind of thing. Where it's like, yeah, use the poisonous mushrooms to poison the surface world. And you're like, no, I don't want to.
I view this as a good ending.
This is the good ending.
The good thing is, we have the power now.
Yeah. We are in charge of the Clone Warriors.
We can also just send them through. It's like, pretty much the same thing, just, hey, I'm sitting on a throne, now will they grovel? See it.
Is that the same page?
It basically just gave the same options, not the same page, though.
Okay.
Look back into the strange cavern and see the humanoid clone workers continuing their labors in the fungi field. Shake your head in disbelief and run up the last few steps in a hole in the cavern roof. You climb the last few steps and then you're out of the cavern, standing on the rich green grass of the valley floor. To the east you see a hollow tree trunk down which you descend sometime before. Pass it and return to the path where you head north again. What an adventure!
Wow. A random fucking little side adventure.
Where even in the fuck are we?
Good question.
Here. We're here now.
Yeah. Okay.
Great. West or east?
God, I don't know which one leads us back to the fucking crib.
Probably none of them.
I don't know. East. Fun fact, those numbers add up to get exactly 600.
Neat. On the ground in front of you lies a single gold base. You pick it up and toss it in the air with a flick of your thumb, then you put it in your pocket. Gain 1 luck point. Whoa.
Amazing.
Oh, hey, we got to the dwarf.
Oh, the dwarf.
Question mark.
Okay.
Walking along the path, you see a small man wearing an iron helmet and a chainmail coat sitting on a log by the side of the path. He's a dwarf and does not look very pleased to see you. Push him off the log and run.
Options. To push him off the log and run.
You ask the dwarf if he comes from Stonebridge. He glares at you and jumps to his feet, grabbing his axe. Tells you that he hates the dwarves of Stonebridge and that he's searching Darkwood Forest for Gilbrand's warhammer to take it back to his village, Mirewater in the west. Tells you that his name is Trumbull and his favorite eagle has been lost while attempting to seize Gilbrand's warhammer.
Well,
This raises so many questions, like, what are your father's names, your forefathers? You're a terrible dwarf.
Trumbull, son of Trumbull.
You realize that you're talking to an enemy of Stonebridge. You lose 1 point. Damn it, we just got that.
Oh no.
I think my next D&D
No, this
character
is
will be
your fault
Trumbull,
because-
son of Trumbull.
He'll be a legend for sure.
Trum, son of bull. Trumbull for short.
Trumbleson.
Where he goes, Trumbull follows.
And then if he dies, I'll just play another one. It's Trumbull, son.
Rummage through the dwarf's backpack and find an interesting piece of painted canvas, as well as a corked bottle containing a clear liquid. What's with these fucking painted canvases?
Didn't we already get this?
No, we never ran into this guy before. Well, we did, then we went back.
Liquid.
We found one of those from like a dead body and the bottom of the worm pit.
Yeah.
Health
Oh,
potion.
this is a different one.
You arrive at another junction. Ignoring the way south, you continue east, so we just ignore all the fucking junctions.
Okay.
We're now at a grassy pond. We were just like, pop, pop.
Okay.
To face the oncoming beast. Bring it.
Yeah.
Ho ho.
Wow.
Something crashing gets louder, and suddenly you see a huge leg appear in front of you. Looking up, you see the leg belongs to a man some 5 meters tall. He's wearing green canvas clothing and fur boots. He appears to be in a hurry and is crashing through the undergrowth as though it isn't there. He's a forest giant. On seeing you, his eyes widen and he raises his great wooden club. Okay.
Well. If he wants a fight, you'll fucking get one.
Fee fi fo fuck off.
Got him, truly.
So dumb.
Stuffed inside the forest giant's clothing, you find a brass lantern with a green wick. There's no liquid inside to burn. Perhaps it's magical. Make a wish.
Wow.
Why do we always... What's
really
with this guy and wishes?
We really are a happy-go-lucky adventurer.
Okay. As you rub the lantern, green smoke slowly starts to rise from the wick and takes shape. It forms the outline of a fat old man with a bald head sitting on a cushion. His mouth opens slowly, and in a deep voice, he says, "Well, what do you want?" You tell of your quest, but he tells you he's unable to offer you material gain or wealth. He can only offer you personal well-being. Wow, this is not exactly the
Very
shit the
sad.
world's shitting at,
Gee.
Johnny, but... This is the life counselor, Genie.
Well, you want to restore skill, yeah?
I mean, God, we've taken basically no stamina. We've only got one last luck. Sure.
Yeah.
Thanks. Ooh. Defox. The path twists and turns, and then makes a sudden sharp turn to the west. Following the new course, you're aware of squawking in the trees all around you. You hear the flapping of wings and look up to see 3 large birds swooping down on you. Their beaks and talons look razor sharp. You only have a second in which to draw your sword and defend yourself against the Deathhawks.
The Death Hawks.
It's going to be very hard to lose against these things. Because we have a
By the way.
+14.
It's always a way.
And we have to lose the roll by like 11 or more.
Well, given the fact that the lowest we can roll is 2 and the highest they can roll is 12,
Yep.
that ain't happen. One of the Deathhawks has a silver band around one of his legs. It has an inscription on which reads, "Death awaits you." Thanks. Shove off, you're dead.
Alright, then.
You decide to leave the silver and head quickly west. Junction, stone bridge, blah blah. Debris bones. This is dragon country or wyvern country.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we managed to pass by the crypt.
Yep. Don't think there was really anything of value there along that path, readily.
Along what path?
Basically along all of this.
You mean the entire one we just did? No, not really. Well, there was like some equipment stuff, but it's worthless.
It's not like we really got any gold either. I mean, I don't know what the exchange rate of this stuff is, but I still don't know how to... And confoundingly, this particular painted canvas is on the right instead of the left. Actually, no, these appear to have swapped places.
This is bewildering.
Hey, wait, sorry, what?
Hmm.
Oh, that's just knowledge, never mind.
Yeah.
Firewires, Horus hates Stonebridge. Grumble, grumble. Right, back we go. Thanks. Further back.
Okay.
Yeah, we're at this junction. North. Right. Fuck, there's no north. West?
East, I think.
Yes. West.
Yeah. Oh, west. Oh, sorry. Oh, this is the vase, yeah.
Do we need to go to
Oh,
the...
we want to go north, yeah.
Maybe. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, but we can
Charge
charge.
the door. Charge.
Sam, we do have dust of levitation.
Holy water?
Shouldn't I? You take from your backpack the glass phial containing the sparkling dust and sprinkle it on the stone slab. Slowly, the stone slab starts to rise into the air. You peer into the box and are horrified to see a rotting corpse lying there. Ragged clothes cover a skeletal body with loose flesh hanging from it. You've lifted the lid of off a coffin containing some cursed undead creature and jump back in horror as you see its eyes flick open. You're in a crypt made foul by some unknown follower of darkness. Slowly, the creature rises out of its coffin towards you with outstretched arms, fortunately with holy water. Reach into your backpack and pull out a small bottle of holy water. Quickly removing the cork, you throw the water at the advancing ghoul. Thick smoke rises into the air from the burn marks made by the holy water and the putrid flesh of the ghoul. The ghoul appears to be in great pain, but through its wide-open mouth no sound is heard. Crawls into a corner of the room, desperate to escape your godly weapon. Walk over to the coffin and look inside. You're overjoyed to see, as well as 25 gold pieces, an object that the ghoul was using as a headrest. A bronze hammerhead with the letter G inscribed in it. You happily put your findings into your backpack and walk back up the stairs to leave the crypt and return to the path to head north. Okay. So,
how can we get both?
yeah, since for whatever reason the resets takes it from us. Okay, so...
Well, I mean, in order to get the handle, we have to go the way with the caged goblin. But in order to get the head, we have to go the way the other one, the one with the arm wrestling.
Yeah, unless there's another way to get the Quinn.
I suppose there might be.
Again, it'd be nice if I could just click on one of these to get a page number at least or something.
Yeah.
Because we know the handle is in the ogre's cave.
Yes, yeah.
Guess we can see what we can do at the junction after the Ape Man.
Yeah.
Ah, conveniently, I made a bookmark right there.
Excellent.
Great. This is 207? Not 207. 109. We're at 109.
Okay. Do we have holy water?
I'm pretty sure I grabbed holy water originally. Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so I don't know which of these goes where. So 124 takes us to East Junction.
Wherever this is.
which goes there. Which takes us to
God,
another
it's just
fucking
another junction.
Fuck's sake. 105. Which
It's
takes
another
us to the fucking vultures.
Yeah, okay, so let's skip him entirely.
Yeah, which leaves us way over here. And, we really need to be taking notes. West.
Dogs.
Quick brown fox running from not so lazy dogs.
Huh.
Dogs pack. It's just the fucking dogs pack just on the fucking route. Sure.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's defend the fox. Let's defend the fox. Like, you constantly go wrong.
Yeah.
You draw your sword and stand to face the pack of dogs. They come into view in a cloud of dust. Galloping behind them is a masked rider wearing a long, flowing cloak and riding a white stallion. He blows a horn, and the pack of dogs comes to a sun hole in front of you. There are 4 of them, and you see that they are hunting dogs. The stallion stands motionless behind them with steam blowing from its nostrils and 2 long jets. The masked man looks at you without speaking. Hey, just talk to him. You nod your head at the masked rider and bid him good day. He nods back, but says nothing. You tell him of your quest to help the dwarves of Stonebridge. He then jumps out from his mount, throws back his cape, and extends his right arm to shake your hand. You see that each of his fingers is adorned by a large gold ring. They carry on the conversation. The man smiles and takes off his mask, explaining that he wore to protect himself against the dust and not to hide the face of a robber. You sheath your sword and relax a little. The man tells you that he's a hunter and that the best game in all the northern borderlands can be found on this grassy plain within Darkwood Forest. He says that his hounds were chasing a wild boar when they lost its scent and picked up that of a fox mistakenly. He warns you of some of the dangerous beasts that lurk in these parts and finally says, if you're going to spend the night in Darkwood Forest, you might need some of this. He drops some belladonna into your hand and jumps back on the stallion. You thank him, and then with some blow of his horn, the dogs run off east. Turns and waves to you before galloping off in pursuit of his dogs. Put the belladonna in your backpack and set off west again. Where the fresh fuck are we meant to be using belladonna?
I have
Not
no idea.
On the bright side, this takes us to Quinn.
Oh my god, we've done
Inexplicably.
it. Okay.
Look at this mess. This is more of a mess than the fucking maze in the first book. Why?
This is a horrendous map.
At least we get some closure on the fucking wild boar. Which
Yeah.
also led us here from the other path, I'd like to point out.
Oh yeah.
Okay, since who the fuck knows which way is which here? West?
Yep.
West.
Okay.
Out of sheer curiosity, let's see what the other one will take us to.
Wait, do we have the armband of strength?
I'm pretty sure that's something I also bought. Because I am paranoid, yes.
Okay.
River and rowboat, let's not bother.
Yeah.
I accept your challenge and deftly cheat.
Yep. Okay, now to remember how the hell we got back there.
We are fucking somewhere.
Yep.
What is this? What is this?
I don't know.
Do. This goes fucking summer. Back at the crossroads. North or east? East. Yeah, hoof marks. So that takes us along the other way. Let's north goes back to the waterfall,
Okay.
which is here. We haven't explored this path. Might as well.
Yeah.
As you walk further northwards across the plain, the grass gradually becomes shorter and the ground starts to rise gently. Ahead, you hear the roar of crashing water. Soon you reach the bank of a wide river split on 2 levels. To your right, the water is calm and slowly moving. But in front of you, it tumbles noisily down a waterfall to a gorge below, where the river narrows and runs quickly west over rocks and boulders. Steps lead down by the side of the waterfall to the bottom of the gorge, although it's difficult to see where they end because of the spray thrown up. Across the river, you see the path heading north into the distance. A small wooden boat is tied to a post to your right where the river is calm. Row the boat across the river, walk down the steps to the base of the waterfall. I feel this is going to be a luck check if we try for that. But who knows what goes
Yeah,
on.
probably. Yeah, exactly. Let's just find out.
Nope, it's just, fuck you.
What?
The boat is run. How unfortunate.
Okay, why were our provisions made of fucking candy floss?
I don't
They dissolved.
I don't care if they're wet, they're still fine. They'll still last us a good day or two.
They just immediately dissolved.
If it's the fucking hardtack or pemmican, it'll be easier to eat.
Yeah. Rehydrate our provisions.
Walking down the slippery stone steps to the bottom of the waterfall, you look up and see a magnificent rainbow reflected in the spray. It's dark in the gorge and impossible to see through the wall of water where the steps end. I did well. Climbing back up will do us nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
I-
Fish man.
You know, I really shouldn't be so surprised at this.
I didn't see it coming.
Just when you think it's throwing all the crazy shit at you, you go down a waterfall and suddenly fish people.
Yep.
You walk along the steps through the waterfall into a large cavern where there's a pool of still water. Steps run around the side of the pool, and there's a stone table and chair on the far side. Go to the table and see fish scraps lying on it. Suddenly, you hear a noise of splashing behind you. A strange creature climbs out of the pool and advances towards you armed with a trident. His legs are like a man's, but his face and torso resemble a large green fish with bulbous eyes. His arms are like yours, but are covered in large scales. He's a fish man, and you must fight him. How unfortunate for him.
Yeah. I like that the illustration shows the little sort of rocky outcropping covering up his little fish nuts.
Uh-huh.
No one needs that in their life.
There's nothing of use or value in the fishman's cave, so you walk around the north side of the wall. Steps lead back through the waterfall and up the north wall of the gorge to the top. You're at the foot of some hills, and you can see the path climbing up into their midst in the north. It's getting dark and night is closing in, so you decide to camp behind some rocks to arrive the path. A large fire, settle down to sleep with your sword at your side. And, of course, something else we have yet to encounter, a werewolf. Because why
Yep,
not?
there
It's
it
a
is.
full moon. I was wondering when we would run into one of these.
I was gonna say, this at least was sort of expected.
You've been asleep for about an hour, as always, when the noise of deep growling wakes you up. You stand up, and without making noise, grab your sword. You wait, and listen. There is a full moon in the sky, and the light casts eerie shadows all around. You hear soft footsteps and sniffing, followed by another low growl. Then a shape, which looks like a man, steps out of the shadows to your right. As he gets closer, you see that his chest, arms, and face are covered with thick brown hair and long teeth protrude from his mouth. He is a werewolf, and you must fight.
Let's murder him.
It's not murder, it's self-defense.
Hell with you, werewolf.
Haha! And we did not take any wounds.
Oh.
I was just like, I don't want to cheat that much, but this is a werewolf.
Yeah.
So, fortunately, I only had to cheat the one time. Eventually, you manage to get your back to sleep and have a restless night. In the morning, you collect your belongings and head north along the path in the hills. Okay, so where are we now? We are at this junction.
Yeah.
So after the Vampire Bat junction, so...
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah. We can pull the sword from the stone if we so choose.
Is along a new branch? Uh,
Oh god, what?
this is Wild Hill.
Wild Hill Man.
You know what? Let's fight them. We're avoiding the
Yeah.
rocky pit trap. Maybe these are the guys who harass poor Big Leg.
Oh, that's true.
The path runs north down the hill between large boulders and rocks. You have an uneasy feeling that you are being watched. Then from behind one of the larger boulders to the left of the path spring two sinewy men with long hair and beards. They're wearing animal furs and look menacing. One notches an arrow to his bow and lets it fly. The arrow misses you and flies past your head. The men curse and jump up and down in anger at having missed you. They start to argue and push each other around. They seem to forget all about you. However, I have not forgot about him. Fuck these guys. They killed Big Leg.
Okay.
And they attacked us at random on our way back into the woods earlier.
Shank him.
And the earlier of the future of today, of the then, of the now. For Big Leg.
Burbait leg. Did he truly have a big leg? We may never know.
He had a big heart.
Oh, small silver key.
We no longer have to rush the damn thing.
Wonderful.
Ooh. Right. Valley Floor Junction? Question mark?
Oh god.
Fucking junction after junction after junction. East.
Yeah.
Stone well with a bucket.
A different well.
Huh.
Maybe this is a wishing well.
West takes us to this Valley Floor
That
Junction.
takes us to the valley floor, okay.
Which would go Gnome Junction, Pot by Pond, so that's fine. And north takes us to the mud pool. Gradually combining this nonsense.
Yeah.
Yep. Considering it's wait. No. Closer look at well. Which it still gives us the same thing. Another
It is
tunnel.
that well.
Curious.
Oh. Yeah, it is that same well with all the gremlins at the bottom.
Clearly the
Yeah, so it's
stone
just-
well's over here.
Yeah.
I guess it's just on different ones since you're technically on a different path.
I guess. Yeah, it's definitely the same one.
Hell, let's loot the cave.
It's sure.
You know, in case we need that random little hand made of clay.
Oh yeah, a little clay hand.
But why the fuck they go all the way up there?
We may never know.
We don't need a potion of self-control. Who knows what we need of these, but clearly we did not need that.
Yeah. Oh, kill the chief. Ooh, and since we know it's a gremlin that comes down the ladder, we can grab his leg.
Yep. Plop.
Wonderful. Okay. So
So, oh god, where are we going?
Weapon that even. North takes us to ow. Bolt of lightning.
Lightning bolt? What?
Question mark? When the fresh fuck?
Okay, a strange cloud.
A strange cloud has electrocuted you. Still
Wow.
alive. Although it's a bright sunny day, a tiny gray cloud appears in the sky. It is very low and appears to be moving towards you. As it approaches, you see that it's moving very quickly. Finally, it hovers above you some 5 meters off the ground. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning shoots out from the cloud, hitting you on the shoulder. Oh, you know what? You should have killed that gremlin after all because he had elven bread. Oh. You lose 3 stamina points.
Wow.
Okay.
Fuck
Half
this
one
adventurer
asshole.
in particular.
That takes us to this junction. That takes us to
The small
Solve
building.
something. Oh, okay. I'm confused at how this goes, but this works. Silver key. Descend the stairs.
Hooray.
Light candle. Open fucking box. Potion,
Yep.
bitch.
Somehow become surprised for there to be a corpse in a fucking like sarcophagus.
Load of flutes. Take the gauntlets. Ignore the ring. Fuck these people in particular.
Oh god, yeah, fight 5 bandits in a row.
Pour them.
I like that it gives you hope by having you kill the bandit chief and be like, oh, if you win, turn the page. Joke's on you. 2 more bandits.
I assume it might be, at least in this case, so that you can eat, but it seemed like you might not be able to do that in the original book unless you were in specific places. I don't know.
No idea.
I do know that the bandits are not having a good time.
Nope, you are just cutting through them.
I already did this once before, I'll do it again.
Best of luck to you, Bandit 5.
Whoa.
Hooray.
We have the
did
hammer and
it.
handle. You walk up to the old dwarves and ask them to take you to Gillibrand. They eye you suspiciously and agree to do so, commenting on your wounds and torn clothing. You got those in Darkwood Forest, I presume, says one of the dwarves, pointing at various gashes on your body with his long clay pipe. Some people never learn. Adventurers are all the same. Can't see the sense of it myself. You walk through the village beyond the 2 dwarves and are aware of many dwarvish folk watching you. They begin to follow you, and a procession builds up behind. There are lots of mutterings and whispers amongst the crowd of dwarves, and expectant looks show on their faces. Soon you arrive at the foot of stone steps leading up to a stone building. Sensing a pattern. Outside the building, on an ornate wooden throne, sits a small old man with a long beard. He's wearing a crown, but looks miserable and holds his head in his hands. You run up the steps, taking the hammerhead and handle from your backpack. At the sight of them, the old dwarf's eyes light up and he jumps to his feet. Taking them angrily from you, he starts to shout, "My hammer! My hammer! We are saved! Now, my people, we are ready to fight the trolls!" And, the other dwarves.
Yeah.
The whole crowd erupts into cheering, waving their axes and swords in the air. You tell Gillibrand of Bakeleg's misfortune and why you decide to continue his quest, of all the monsters you encountered on your way. Gillibrand listens and frowns at the news of Bigleg, his faithful servant. Then he opens the door in the base of his throne and reaches into it, pulling out a small silver box and a golden winged helmet and hands them to you. The helmet is worth hundreds of gold pieces, and you proudly place it on your head. A great roar of approval comes from the crowd. You open the silver box and find dozens of jewels and gems. Put these in your backpack and wave to the happy dwarves of Stonebridge. Your quest is over. And you're now wealthy beyond your wildest dreams.
We did it. We acquired a new hat.
It's
It's
over.
TF2 after all.
I mean, it's interesting that both endings we've come across so far involve acquiring new headgear.
Yeah,
Makes perfect sense.
clearly. Victory. Both good endings in their own right. One allows us to conquer the forest, the other allows the dwarves to dwarf. And we take advantage of dwarves' dwarviness.
Yeah, they were very dwarvy dwarves.
They went from
I'm not
dwarfish
sure I
to
would
dwarvish.
consider- Sure, I'd consider the ending where we become a demon a good ending.
Well, it's an evil crown. It doesn't say it makes us evil, it just transforms our body into that of a demon.
Uh-huh.
I mean, the only voice we heard in our heads was the clones talking to us, and they're fully subservient.
I mean, it did take us on as its new host, like a parasite.
Yeah, that is not a good thing.
I can't say I'm familiar with many good parasites.
There's a term for them.
Is there?
I swear there's one. I'm trying to find the exact one, but there are parasites that can be beneficial in various ways.
Yeah, I'm assuming you're referring to some form of symbiotic relationship. However, that does not necessarily mean that the parasite itself is a good thing.
Just recall there's a certain term for situation, but I can't seem to find it.
I have no idea.
As one unpleasant example, certain parasites like tapeworms and roundworms end up giving your immune system a boost overall. Which means you might not have to deal with pollen and bacteria, etc. Just that you'll also have to deal with, well...
That is not worth it.
I was gonna say, yeah, I don't know that that's necessarily worth it. It's like, hey, you're not a fan of seeing cursed images on the internet? Just gouge your own eyes out.
One study showed that patients infected with helminths, I have no idea what a fucking clue what a helminth is, experience fewer symptoms of multiple sclerosis than those who were not infected. Other results suggested that certain parasitic species could reduce the symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's disease, type 1 diabetes, and even arthritis.
I'm fairly sus of that kind of research. Just for it to have had such a wide range of effects and also would involve people having been infected with parasites. Like, how large a case study can that possibly be?
I do not know. There's also cases like wasps taking care of certain parasitic species like gall midges, etc. Granted, I swear, I think some people harvest galls to make into, like, carvings, so... It depends on the exact species, I suppose.
I don't know.
Anywho. At least we got through this one in a relatively timely manner without having a total failure, since it kind of just popped us back to the start, weirdly.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that may be I mean, to be honest, it kind of was just like a start over button built into the game, but you got to keep your monies. That's nice.
Yeah. We probably sold some of the stuff we had to. I don't know how it works. I didn't keep track of our funds.
Yeah.
It also gave me achievement for beating it on adventure difficulty, which implies there's achievements for beating it on the other difficulties, which I will not be doing.
Oh god. Yeah, no.
Technically
Anything
speaking,
is
we
once you
have the
know-
way to go, so
Yeah. Once you know the path, like, nothing's stopping you just doing it.
depends on bookmarks and whether or not we can cheese the rolls.
Yeah, probably not.
At any rate, thanks for all y'all who popped in. Thanks to those watching the VOD. And thanks to those watching this on YouTube. And, of course, thanks to these two adorable nerds
Wow.
Of course.
who are so heckin' cute, the both of you. And so heckin' nerdy.
Wow. How
No,
dare you?
both incredibly cruel and inaccurate parts.
Isn't she such a cute Mo?
No.
You heard her though. She said they were accurate claims, and he said cute, so.
I said inaccurate.
No, I know what I heard.
He agrees with
Don't
me.
gaslight me.
And isn't he such a heckin' cute bum?
Nah. Can't be.
I get 2 votes. I win.
How do you get 2 votes?
Because you're my pet rabbit.
I don't know if that strictly answers the question, but fair.
What was the question?
He gets extra votes because I'm a pet rabbit. Which I didn't realize was a democratic situation in the first place, to be honest.
Yeah, that seems suspect to me.
Who's your gun boy? Who's your gun buddy?
I think we need to unionize.
I mean, truly,
Good,
the
then we'll
question
have
of
a
who's the
tie.
bunny is up for the populace to determine by right of a fair and just polling system.
You mean like the poll that already says you were a very heckin' cute rabbit?
What about the one that says I was almost as cute as a penguin?
That's what I'm referring to, yes.
Yeah. Not as cute as a penguin, though.
Only one person voted that, and that was you.
I'm pretty sure 2 people voted that.
I did, I believe, say not as cute as a penguin.
See?
That's a high bar.
But that would imply that if I created a penguin OC, she would be cuter than this.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Oh, wow, okay.
2 votes for much cuter than a penguin, and 2 votes for almost as cute as a penguin. So, plus 2. So 2 plus 2 minus 1 minus 1 equals 2. So you are much cuter than a penguin.
I don't know that you can just perform maths on a poll like that.
Well, as cute as a penguin would be 0. Almost as cute as a penguin is minus 1. Not as cute as a penguin would be minus 2. Cuter than a penguin would be plus 1. Much cuter than a penguin is plus 2.
Penguin math.
It's quite simple. In this case, you are much cuter than a penguin.
Yeah, but then what if there hadn't been votes for the other things, and then, you just end up with a score of 6. There's no answer responding to anything that high.
Still have been much cuter than a penguin. Greater or equal to this, at least for the extremes.
I feel like there's some flaws in this maths.
Nah. You're just heckin' cute.
This isn't why we're here.
Well, I mean, you do get a
Isn't it?
free stream Good Boy once per, so.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're a good boy, you're a good boy, you're a very good man. My good
I
love.
forgot that was a thing that I get.
Yes. And Lily's my very good girl. My precious Mo.
Yeah.
Good girl. Good girl. No.
I
Oh,
passed
that-
the bun. Oh,
I'll harass you both in equal measure by praising you upon high. Oh, that. Good night, everybody.
good night.
Take care.
They're so heckin' cute. If you think they're cute, say you think so in the comments. I know it'll be years before anyone watches these videos.
Wow. That might just be because I'm not cute, though.
Nah, you're cute.